it's tough to go
which one? You think the afro is a wig? Or
from that hair being dreaded up like that to an afro is very difficult. It's not impossible.
It ain't that hard.
Stop there.
Yeah, it's not impossible. It's Jay-Z
with access to
billions,
all the money in the world.
All he had to do was cut them things off his head, and then the bottom base of it, he just moisturized it.
But it's plenty of bald-headed rich people, though. You know what I'm saying?
Jay-Z just not one of them.
You're right. I don't even know what they got to do.
I'm saying. Ken, you know the hair struggles.
Yeah, and I do. That's why I kind of stayed out of the conversation. But I do remember when I had my hair and I would have long hair, I knew you can definitely comb it out. My shit went like his, but I'm also around a woman that has hair and has been doing hair, that knows nothing about, knows everything about hair products, you know. Yeah. So I've been around them a lot. Yeah. So
it's funny though to talk about it though. That's why I feel like
that's what bro. Now. Me and AB was just talking about that on deck. Like where we at now? Like Hov wouldn't have never got the type of smoke that he getting right now.
That's none of it. Thing. I found that part of the conversation fascinating because, like, young kids, the 20-year-olds don't give a fuck about
Jay-Z. They could care less about Jay-Z, bro.
He just an old motherfucker to them, bro.
Yeah. Just like how Rakim was just an old motherfucker to us and what is it? What is it? The Fat Boys and the Kool and the Gang, all that shit. Like eventually, niggas don't stay young. That's why Drake fighting that shit right now. Drake is gonna end up being that.
To that point too, ain't none of them were ever a bigger artist than Jay-Z. Jay-Z like the biggest artist that this has happened to.
That's fine.
The age don't define it.
Father time comes for everybody, bro. Like, look how they talking about Jordan now compared to what he was back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
The kids today don't think Jordan shit.
Yeah, that's what they like the shoes though. The shoes are still gonna last longer.
You know who avoided it? LL. LL didn't avoid it because our generation's fucked with LL. I don't think kids look at LL as lame today because he's an actor, of course. But I don't think he's ever been like
the same thing with Ice-T. Then you could put him in the same group.
I don't think they pay him no attention though. Lou. I don't think they mess with him though. You know what I'm saying? They just don't pay him no attention.
Yeah,
he's a movie star.
So there's a difference between looking at him like that.
Even Cube went through it though too. Though Cube go through it. Once you transition into another medium, you get a different perspective. Because like I think Sheldon, you were talking about this. Like LL is like he's looked at as an actor, so actors can kind of like people like young people like Samuel L. Jackson and Snoop. You know what I'm saying? You could argue both of them because of their acting and what they've done in movies and all that shit. Yeah. They've become big. I mean, Snoop is just he's an anomaly. He's a rap. Yeah, he one of a kind. Yeah, he's still rapping. Nobody would be like, "Shut your old ass up." Like people, if Snoop showed up to the Olympics and started rapping, people would think that was cool.
Exactly.
Versus Jay-Z doing
it. Snoop was on. At the Super Bowl when he was crip walking and shit. Like everybody loved that shit. Like it's just like he's a universal figure. But I think Jay-Z is like especially like once you get out of New York, bro, niggas could give a fuck about Jay-Z. That's why that whole $500,000 dinner with Jay-Z was like, to some people, that's like, would you rather go to Blue Flame or a nursing home? Like, nigga, what? Like, what are we talking about here?
Right.
Here come one of them around right now, man.
Manny don't. Oh no, Manny do fuck with Jay-Z. I forgot. Manny, I can't stand your allegiance to your bi-coastal allegiance. Because you fuck with West Coast shit, but then you from New York. Like, it don't make sense.
I mean, I love good culture, man. So what's the problem?
That's funny.
Just because you say that with you say that with shades on and like it means something. It don't mean you ain't say a damn thing with that. Nigga.
You put them shades on and change everything.
Listen, it's that time of year where it gets dark at like 10 o'clock here. So.
Ain't even no sun in Seattle.
I'm saying it's sunny out now. It gets dark at like 10 o'clock here. But anyways, I'm a card carrying whole Avenger. What did I miss?
We were just talking about how he was getting demolished online and
roasted by young 20-year-olds.
We would have never thought that would have happened. And all right, like we seen Hov at his prime
by Gen Z hip hop.
I seen a thread that said, "Why y'all 50-year-olds on here coming at us about Jay-Z? How y'all even find this app?"
What's crazy, Louis? We get into that era where it's gonna be like 6-year-old niggas from the 90s talking about this.
You gotta think, this niggas is 25 that was born when Blueprint came out.
Yeah,
and they 25. They probably feel like they know music. I know. I feel like I did at 25. They're like, man, get this shit out of here, bro.
Yeah,
and we looking at them like, bro, this Jay
funny,
fucking
especially
Z.
when you have kids, like seeing the shift, like even my son who's now like starting to get into hip hop. He's like 12. Like just the random shit is like, oh yeah, Jay-Z's whack, Biggie's whack. All that stuff is whack, Dad.
Hey, what's crazy? He got your son probably in love with Yeet and Lil Yachty. All that shit.
So, Manny, you didn't start playing hip hop around your kids at a younger age, so that way they had like an understanding.
I did. He likes some of it, but some of it is just. But he's also influenced by his friends. So his friends are listening to certain shit. Then he come home and I listen to certain shit. So it's just like that tug of war of like, I kind of like something. So like he liked DMX. So I played some DMX for him. He was like, "Who's that?" I was like, "DMX." I was like, "Oh, okay."
But yeah, you're gonna lose that battle to his friends. Peer pressure is a motherfucker.
I mean, it is what it is. It's called. I mean, I'm sure if it would have happened to us back in the day when
I was gonna say, think about your music taste at 12, 13. If an old nigga tried to give you a tape, you like, man, get this shit out of here, bro.
Yeah, like I started listening to hip hop, and it was like at the essence of the golden era. So like, if somebody would have played me some shit from like '84, some Kool Moe Dee or some shit, I'd have been like, what? Nah, man, get that out of here. Like even like stuff like the only dudes I could really rock with, and I'm a huge hip hop fan, so the only dudes from back in the day like I could really rock with, obviously Kane, KRS, but anything, Rakim, of course, but anything before that, like I respect it, but it's just like, Kool Moe Dee, like nah.
Yeah. So hey man, somebody screaming right now at you saying that shit.
Yeah, that's
I'm shaking my head already.
Kid, it was Bob Hewitt.
I can respect it and not necessarily like it or say like, oh yeah, I'm from that era or whatever. You know what I'm saying? What I don't like is like kids, Gen Z being like, oh, that shit is trash. Whack, get it out of here. It's awful. Like, nah, man, you got to respect the history of the shit that came before it. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same thing like sports. It's like, oh, okay. I'm sure in 50 years we're gonna have kids telling us that Giannis was trash. Like what? Like what are you talking
about? But that also comes from the generation before, because we always like to blame the younger generation for not knowing nothing. When it's the older generation that disrespected the motherfuckers that came before them. Just like, so even though I'm not saying you specifically, how your generation treated Kool Moe Dee, that's how they gonna treat Jay-Z.
I don't ever remember being disrespectful. I remember, exactly. we respected our OGs and what they listened to. I remember listening to what they would put us on and being more open to it, as opposed to now. Now these kids are not open to much.
Don't y'all remember? And y'all a little older than I am, but I'm sure Nick could probably attest to this too. Like, don't y'all remember like being young and your parents introducing you to some music and you being like, nah, I don't feel that. And then as soon as you get older, you come back to it.
Yeah,
it's kind of dope. That's what happened to me. Like, so like, damn, I was introduced to Curtis Mayfield and I was introduced to a lot of shit when I was young, and I was like, I don't really feel that shit. And then as I got older, I'm like, oh, okay, this is dope. Like, I remember it, and it's a different perspective. So part of it is just maturing and growing up. Yeah,
but that's also like classic music too. So like that's kind of some, like, if anybody disses like Stevie Wonder or Marvin Gaye as a youth, I'm like, I will accept that because I know in about 10, 15 years they're gonna come back and say this is probably one of the greatest music ever. Niggas ain't gonna, like, there's certain artists that are like, you know what I'm saying, that was shitty then and shitty now.
I think the internet killed that too. I was reading somewhere too about like the monoculture, it's been killed by the internet. Because remember when we were growing up, like we didn't, like, the internet wasn't a thing. Like I remember when like the internet started being a thing. I'm sure all y'all remember when the internet started being a thing. So like I remember when, like, I grew up in a household we didn't have cable till I was like 10, 11. You know what I mean? So you had to watch only 5 basic networks. Like, you know what I mean? Like you couldn't watch no other shit. So like I had to watch Cheers,
outside
and all this other shit. So like I grew up on that stuff. Now these kids, they have phones, they have the internet from the start of their life. So that culture doesn't get established at an early age. So I think a lot of that is part of that too.
You can go to your neighbor's house or something. Shit. Run that cable.
I did. No, for real.
Same shit, Ken.
They had 10 channels too, Ken. They had cable.
That's all we had.
They had cable. So like, oh shit.
We had the illegal shit.
I had to beg my moms to get cable.
Because Manny and FIFA probably know those immigrant parents or like parents who like grew up in a different area. They don't be caring about none of this American shit. As a kid, you try to get tapped in and all this shit. I had to go to my pop's house to watch cable, but I only go to his house on the weekends. And then I was with my mom for the weekday. So like all that like weekday BT 106 and all that shit, I would miss all that, but I catch up on the weekend to like Friday night wrestling or WWE Raw and all that shit.
I had that shit for the first time and I was mind blown, like watching Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. I was like, what is this? Like my mind was just blown. Then I go home and it's just like Fox 5. Maybe.
It was like
Andy Griffin.
I had to get up early on Saturday just to get that cartoon lineup on like ABC and shit. It was like from 7 to 10 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some Gen Zs in the audience right now. Like, what are y'all talking about? That's how it used to be. PBS. That was the only cartoons we had too sometimes.
Yep.
All right. Well, look, I'm gonna go ahead and get started because we got a full cast tonight. So it's a lot to get into.
Oh,
this
Ken.
is the place. Yeah, what's up?
No,
what's up?
I was gonna say, congratulations before they jump off. Congratulations to our intern Ezra and my daughter Jada. They graduated with honors this year, and they both will be attending Clemson University.
Oh, shout out to them! Congrats!
Yeah, shout out to them, man.
Round of applause.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, salute.
Should have been attending
Duke. To recognize the youth, bro. You trying to get them, huh?
That was on the list, Manny. But yeah.
They gonna get hung at Duke. You sound like Lane Kiffin trying to argue the merits of LSU versus Ole Miss.
Hey, it's a slight difference.
It's not, but not that much, Nick.
Yeah,
it's a shit sandwich and a shit sandwich with cheese.
Like my grandma would say, 6 in one hand, half dozen in another.
When has LSU, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, been the beacon of civil rights?
Hey, Sheldon, let him know I said go Tigs and link me in. Tell him I look out for him.
Yeah. I got to hit you up on that for sure.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Clip that. All right. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Ince. Joining me on the show, it's a full deck, man. We got FIFO, we got Shelton, we got Spike, we got Nick, and Manny's here. What up, everybody?
What up?
Good. Yeah, they're saying it's a rare FIFO appearance.
Hey, bro. And a nigga been closing on Tuesdays lately, bro. I'm off today.
FIFO said he like the white man. You got to pay to see me.
Not even, bro. Shit,
y'all know FIFO pick his own schedule, right?
I do not. I do not.
And they almost call FIFO, aka Donald Duck. Boy.
Damn.
Say you been ducking the fuck.
I ain't ducking nothing, man. Hey, I've been early on Detroit for 2 years now. It is what it is. I picked them to beat Cleveland, but we saw what happened with Cleveland though. The real Cleveland showed out
early out the playoff.
100%. They went further than they did last year. But James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. What more can I say? That's exactly what they are.
We got to get your boy back on here to talk about Harden too.
Cuz who? Yeah.
What's his name?
Shout out to him though.
Yeah, Rap Roundtable. What the hell? Jarv.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, man, so we got a jam-packed show for you guys tonight. We definitely going to go ahead and recap the Western Conference Finals. A big trade happened in the NFL that we have to discuss, two actually, and preview the NBA Finals. With the Eastern and Western Conference teams. Now that we know who is doing what, and then of course we'll give you our picks for the series as well. But man, as we always do, we start off with our performance of the week, and I'm up. Nick, we were talking about who was that? White was confused.
He did that. You either one of them. You can go either way, kid.
Wrong supporter. That was slick right there, Jalen. You definitely did it on purpose.
I see what you did there.
Nick, we were talking about worst takes in the chat, and I have a good number in my belt. But Nick, when I hit, boy.
Hey, I know exactly what you mean. I see why gamblers are addicted to betting, boy. Because when you hit that motherfucker, king of the world.
Chet, bruh. Like, this has got to be one of the absolute worst performances in NBA history in a game that mattered. We're talking about Game 7, a player that's played in a Game 7 before, if I'm not believe, a so-called NBA champion who probably need to give his damn ring back. 2 shots, 1 of 2, and for the rest of the game, in halftime, didn't even take a shot. They would pass the ball, and he would pass it right back. He was so freaking scared of the moment. This man was scared of a black man, which we get, but Wemby is French. And the French, over the years, we know that people don't look too favorably among the French, but for whatever reason.
African diaspora. You still count?
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe. But Wemby had him shook. And Chet, the guy that's supposed to be so good, the guy that they were talking about was this. Everybody in the chat all those years was talking shit about me, Ken, and this, that, and the other. Where are y'all now? Because he's been on a downward slope since those moments. And he hasn't been the guy, and they just paid him. He has not been the guy that people thought he was going to be. There actually was a Wemby versus Chet conversation. They actually tried to sell that.
Lord.
There was a Chet conversation. Remember that? There was people that thought Chet should have gone number 1 over Paolo. Where they at?
Hey, Ken, let me ask you something. Was Chet not first team all defense?
Oh, I'll give that away. I don't care.
What does that mean?
No, this dude has been an overrated, overhyped forever.
Those are accolades that get you into the Hall of Fame, just like Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is a Hall of Fame player, first ballot.
I'd rather have Rudy Gobert than Trey Homer.
Okay, hold on.
Moment of his life against a dude that has active beef with, did nothing. After Stephon Castle posterized this bitch ass, he did nothing the entire game. Nothing. Nothing. 40 million? 40 million? You could get Storm out with to do that.
Chet, that's exactly what I was gonna say. The Chet played excellent leading up to the series. No, leading up to the series, he was fine. But that makes it even more egregious, the fact that when it mattered the most, he looked more pedestrian. You could put me out there and done a better job than that. Chet did not.
I don't think so.
Show up. He was awful. I'm telling you, Cal, you could have. He scored for 4 more points than I did.
Brandon, you okay?
He was terrible. He was terrible.
Yeah, he was bad, man. Hey, listen, I just came to say I saw the link in the chat. I just said let me slide in here and say what's up to the fellas. Y'all doing all right, man?
Hey, we good, bro.
Good, OG.
Man, good. Hey, why this dude got shades on, man? He cool now.
I just came from outside. My bad.
you chilling? Shelton got a lit up mic, man. Boy, y'all boys that came a long way. Even Nick look halfway decent.
Listen, just say your hating ass finals take and get up out of here, bro.
Hey, that's why I came. Hey, listen, I think it's gonna be a great series. It's gonna be a short series. Spurs in 5.
Get him out. Get him out of
Nick
here.
knew what was coming, Cal. That's why
Get him out of here.
I'll catch y'all later, man.
All right, man.
Peace.
Get his ass up out of here. He just came to hate.
Anyway,
because didn't you pick up? Yeah,
Chet's terrible.
Terrible.
Now, FIFO said, didn't you pick OKC? But tell him why you did.
OKC. You picked OKC.
No, I didn't.
No, I picked OKC.
Yeah, Ken did.
I picked OKC too.
I mean, I think most of us picked OKC.
I said Spurs in 6.
I did.
Yeah,
I said Spurs in 7.
I picked OKC in 6 or 7. I picked OKC in 5 because I thought they would just be better than the Spurs. And I thought the Spurs youth would cost them, but Chet was just terrible in this entire series.
I thought
that's not the reason why they lost.
That's not the reason why they lost.
Hold all the takes.
We'll
get into all of that. Yeah, just hold the takes. We'll get into all that because that's a whole entire segment. So let's not go too far. But let's go ahead and jump into the first quarter. And y'all ready to go already? Let's talk about the NFL, man. Only because it's a big ass trade that happened that we have to actually that we.
That ain't only the reason, kid. We know what's king. Yeah. We know what's king.
Since they making moves, we got to talk about this shit. Before we get into recapping the Western Conference Finals, let's check in on the NFL. It's offseason training and workouts are on the way for the upcoming season. We were hit yesterday with a big trade between the LA Rams and Cleveland Browns. The Browns have agreed to trade two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to the Rams for two-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Jarrett Verse and multiple draft picks, which include a first-round pick in 2027, a second-round pick in 2028, and a third-round pick in 2029. Also, the New England Patriots have agreed to send a first-round pick in 2028 and a fifth-round pick in 2027 to the Philadelphia Eagles for wide receiver A.J. Brown. What are your thoughts on these trades and which team won it?
The Rams won this. The Rams won this, but I think both teams are better for the trade, though. But obviously, to me, the team that always gets the best player wins the trade. Myles Garrett is arguably one of the best defenders that we've ever seen in the history of the NFL. We're talking physically dominant. We're talking a dude that mentally has it. We're talking about a dude that, regardless of whatever's going on around him, he's going to get his and you can't stop him. You could double team him, triple team him. He could play the pass. He could play the run. There's not a single weakness in his football game. That's the reason why the Rams won the trade. However, for Cleveland, you get draft compensation. You get a replacement that isn't shabby. We're not talking to like a barely a starter. We're talking an all-pro player.
He arguably top
younger.
5. Yes. He's arguably top 5 at his position.
Yeah, already top 5 at his position. He's 5 years younger than Myles Garrett. So it's a win-win scenario for both teams. But your question, Ken, was who won the trade? That's the Rams.
I'm kind of with FIFO. I don't want to say it's a win or loser. I think both kind of won. I think it's, to me, these kind of trades are about timelines, man. And Myles Garrett, for all of his greatness, they didn't win with him, right? And it wasn't his fault. There's nothing he did wrong. He showed up. He was excellent since he's been in the league. But he's not on Cleveland's timeline. Cleveland's playing for 2027, 2028, 2029. And the Rams are in a win now mode. So I think it made sense for both sides. I think it was a trade that helped both parties, and both teams are better for it. So I think the Rams did well. They got a future first ballot Hall of Famer, and the Browns got draft compensation, and they got a young defensive stud who can be the person or be one of the anchors that they build around in their next, hopefully, era of prosperity. So I think it was a win-win trade for both franchises.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Manny and FIFO. I think both teams win here. The Browns are able to add to that defense that was already good. Like without Myles Garrett, that defense is still good. Now you add Verse to it, it's going to be not just as good. Like I won't say that at all, but I will say it's going to be a very competent defense. Like they're going to be able to go out there and stop some teams and win games defensively. Still, they'll be able to do that. For the Rams, yeah, it's a good trade for them too. It may move them to favorites in the NFC if you expect Matthew Stafford to come in and continue to do what he's been doing. Like if he doesn't age and give you an Aaron Rodgers, which I have seen no indication that he would. He ended last season very strong. He was in the MVP race. So they looking at it like if we get somebody like Myles Garrett on the other side, then of course, like we running. Like ain't no other team that we can say offensively and defensively can go out there and beat us, especially how we seen them perform in the playoffs last year. So I think this moves them to the favorite of the NFC, and it puts the Browns in a good position if they're able to draft well and use those picks because they already had some stashed up anyway. So they're going to be able to build that team out. Now they got to find out if they got a quarterback in Shador. So it's really good on their end too. So this is a win-win.
Why didn't you mention Dylan Gabriel?
hopefully he won't be there. Well, hopefully he won't be there.
Oh yeah, this he ain't going anywhere.
This for me is definitely a win for both sides. I think that But if you ask me, Cleveland benefited probably the most. They needed to get younger at that position, even though they had one of the greatest of all time. Like you said, Manny, they're not on the same timeline. And they need more draft capital. They need players. And Barry has shown a propensity to be able to draft well. These last 2 drafts have been really, really good for him. So the more they add to that total, you add a first rounder next year, second and third going forward, it just adds more players and more bodies that you can throw at other teams. And that's what they need at this point. Like I said, we got to see what they got in Shedeur. If not Shedeur, you're going to see what Deshaun Watson can come back with. But you got a lot of pieces in place. Now you can build the other part of the team, like the line. Make sure both lines, offensive and defensive, are on point, and build from there. I think Cleveland is working with – they're cooking with grease right now.
Yeah, so I would agree with Sheldon. I think that Cleveland won the trade, even though it's easy to see why the Rams are like, go gung-ho about everything. But to me, the Rams didn't really – they just confirmed what I was already thinking about them, because they were just one play away in a game going to the Super Bowl just last season. So you add Myles Garrett on top of that. And don't forget that they got Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson to help out with the secondary too. So it's like they just solidify what they already were to me as a Super Bowl contender. To me, the Browns, and I hate to say this because they're, whatever happens to them in a positive note may impact the Bengals negatively. They got 11 picks next year in next year's draft, or this upcoming draft. And that's crazy. And they already had 2 first-round picks this past draft. So I think that depending on how they, like you mentioned, Sheldon, maneuver moving forward with those picks, they could be competing in the division, definitely in the AFC, probably in the next couple seasons, 3 seasons. And Jared Verse, like I mentioned, is already top 5 at his position. And he got 2 years left on his rookie deal. So like that's the part where they basically, because people were like, they only got a first round back for Myles Garrett. They got basically 2 firsts and a half with Verse and his contract and how young he is, and he's from Ohio too. So it's like I know it's shitty going from LA to Cleveland, but still, like at least he's from there, so he's like, all right, fuck it. Yeah. But yeah, I think again the Browns, the only thing that's going to stop them is this QB situation. That's what made me think about this trade a lot. It's like, do they have what they already need in QB? Because that's going to change how they draft next season.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, Nick. We talked around it, but the Browns need a quarterback. Like any franchise, you can have a Hall of Fame line. You can have 14 Jerry Rices. You can have everything you need. If you don't have a quarterback, you're not winning. That's just point blank period. Like you're not winning. And so that's what the 2026 season is about with the Browns. They need to figure out if Shedeur Sanders is the long-term answer. If he isn't, now they have the draft capital to go and find that future quarterback in a loaded QB draft class. So that's what this season's about for them. It's not about winning. It's not about anything else. It's about establishing what they have at the position or going to go find that guy.
And this also, really quick, this also explains why the Rams would draft Ty Simpson so early, is because they knew they wouldn't have a first-round pick as of next year. So you draft your quarterback in waiting now because they really don't care about draft picks. They've shown that.
He's still mid as fuck, though. But
he ain't that big. Don't do all that. Don't do all that.
But at least it explains what their thinking and mentality behind it was. Yeah. Get your quarterback of the future now. But yeah, they don't care nothing about no picks with the Rams. I don't think they Jared Verse was a first round pick last year, but they normally get those picks up anyway.
And they're good at drafting, as we've seen. Puka was a 5th round pick, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're tanking. I think the Browns have basically just given up on anything when you get rid of Garrett. To your point about him being as great as he is, I saw led to had 8 wins over the last couple of years. So he doesn't really impact wins and losses in the way that a quarterback will. So and the one thing I was thinking about, Spike, was when Shedeur first started and how Garrett was in the press conference talking all favorably and happy and shit, pumping him up, and now he's gone. They got rid of that.
and he had a no trade clause, Ken, so he had to give that up to move. So he was like, "Oh, you trying to send me to LA? Fuck this nigga." I'm a
so Jared Verse is good, but Jared Verse is so we'll see what happens. If they're really, really hell bent on starting Deshaun Watson, then they're really, really hell bent on losing, trying to get.
But he could be the best quarterback there too. We don't know that.
We do know that, Spike.
Nah,
he's not the same as Deshaun.
We should.
I said it was facts. I said we don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't know that he ain't the best quarterback in that draft. I mean, in that quarterback room.
All right.
That's more an indictment on. I would say that's more an indictment on Shedeur Sanders than a.
Not necessarily.
I would agree with that.
At one point,
it may be an indictment on the organization because they didn't take the proper steps that they needed to bring Shedeur along at this point. I feel like if he was coached up last year, then going into this offseason, I wouldn't feel confident in saying maybe Deshaun Watson's better. But how he was given the reins late and not catered to as early as he should have been last year, that hindered him. So now you got a quarterback room where everybody in that motherfucker might be even. We don't know yet.
Well, multiple things.
We forgetting that Deshaun at one point was compared to Patrick Mahomes. He was.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that's like when we compared Sam Bowie to Jordan at one point. You know what I'm saying? Like
no. I'm just saying this in the same league though. The Sam Bowie to Jordan was like way before and it never panned out. This actually panned out. He was actually playing there for a couple of years.
That was 5 years ago.
Deshaun did it, yeah.
But that was. That's
what I'm saying.
That was many injuries ago. That was many massage therapists ago. Like that. Like that was a long time ago. Deshaun Watson is a depreciating asset at this point.
But that was just speaking to what his level of talent was before everything just fell apart. Yeah. So I think that's what that was. So what about
you think about the other trade, Sheldon?
Yeah.
Say it again now.
What do you think about the other trade?
Oh, we don't trade. I am ecstatic about the other trade, Lou. Ecstatic.
You think this? Did you see this coming?
Who didn't see it coming? Who didn't know this? Let me chat for y'all that want to know. For some reason, I want y'all to tell me if I'm wrong because they were saying I was saying like it wasn't an issue between the two. I don't think I ever in my life said that because I was saying it during the season. I said something is off. You can see they're not talking. One sits on one side, one sits on the other side, and they're not communicating between plays at all. They never did. You could tell that there was tension. You could see short arms on certain plays, but I knew it was something other than football. That's been the rumor since before the Super Bowl win. So it's been going on. That's nothing new. So to get AJ up out of there, this ain't nothing new. It's the move that they had to make.
It's loser behavior. That's what it is. People gonna think.
How is it losing behavior?
People gonna think I'm saying.
Don't do that, man.
It's loser behavior because y'all know that y'all quarterback is not that good, and he needs all the options that he can have. He need all the options that he can have.
They still have
Manny.
I don't know that he's gonna be good.
Don't entertain Lou. Lou saw Jalen Hurts hold up a Super Bowl MVP.
I get it. Your cowboy bias is bleeding right now. Listen. This is another win-win trade.
No, it's not. If you're the Eagles and you got a number 1 and 2 like Smith and you have with Brown and you have a less than mediocre quarterback, you want to keep that together. You can't you have to make sure that they get along as an organization. As an organization, you got worse today because you don't know that you're going to go out and get anybody better than AJ Brown.
Addition by subtraction, Lou.
He didn't want to be there anymore because he doesn't like the QB, right? And so,
Manny, you didn't see the story. Nobody saw the story. What happened today?
Oh,
they put it out as to why he wanted out.
You talking about the side chick story? Or you talking about the interview?
The side chick story. That's the real. That's the real story. Okay. And that's coming from multiple sources. That ain't like just a rumor somebody started with nobody. Huh?
What happened?
It came down to masseuse again, as always, from my understanding and from what's been put out by several sources, and it's been confirmed by other sources. Him and Hassan Reddick were seeing the same young lady. That was a masseuse. He was seeing her first. Hassan was on the side, and when he found out about it, he got upset. And they said that Jalen already knew about it. Him and Jalen were best friends, but Jalen didn't mention it to him, but didn't say anything. So because he didn't, that was the issue he had with Jalen.
So more loser behavior. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, this. I don't like it for the Eagles. I think they lost it straight again. Now that you're telling me that, maybe there may have been a locker room problem, but I still go back. That's a coaching thing. Like y'all know as an organization what the problems are. Like y'all built a great roster. Y'all should be able to take advantage of it, but y'all got a shitty head coach and a shitty quarterback, but have been miraculously still able to win.
My thing with the Eagles patch trade is that I feel like, to Lou's point, the Eagles did get worse because of this transaction because they don't have a true number one anymore. We can kind of guess who would that be, because I know, Sean, you're looking at me like, what about Smitty? But Smitty was paid like a number two. He ain't paid like a number one for a reason. I'm just saying that what I'm saying is that I don't know if Jalen Hurts is going to be able to unlock a number one. Maybe the rookie can be something. But from what Jalen Hurts has shown me, he couldn't even really unlock AJ Brown. And I'm just going off of what happened last season. But I do think that the Eagles are now also just in that point of their organization or in their potential dynasty run of like, this is what happens when you got to pay the bill. You know what I'm saying? We can't pay everybody, especially people who are bitching in the locker room and shit and bringing up more distractions than they need to be. We're going to have to let some of y'all go. We got these DBs we got to play soon. Jalen Carter coming up real soon. Not even the other linebackers and whatever edge rushers. Then we still got to wonder if even Jalen Hurts is going to get another contract too from there. So it's like they are trying to just give themselves options as an organization. I think they realized that based off last year, if they're being honest with themselves, I don't see how the Eagles are really true contenders going into this season, especially coming off last season, especially coming off the trade that we just also talked about with the Rams. So I think this may be a soft rebuild for them, but I also think that the Pats made a great move by getting this, by getting AJ Brown.
Y'all bugging. First and foremost, the shit didn't work. Or it worked as long as it was going to be. Sometimes you just got to know, like, hey, when to cut ties. The situation, they brought him in, they won a Super Bowl, the shit went left. You could see clear as day that it was a locker room issue and that it was a personality clash. At the end of the day, cut your losses, bro. Both teams are better for making the trade. The Patriots got what they wanted, the Eagles got what they wanted. And I think it was a smart move. Get rid of him. It's not going to work anymore. The relationship went as far as it was going to go, right? He didn't want to be there anymore. Side chick shit aside, I don't know all that. Shelton got all the information with that. Like, at the end of the day, the relationship went as far as it was going to go, and it's time to cut your losses. And I think the Eagles were smart. They traded him. They got a kid who can be potentially a number one option. We shall see. And Mekhi Lemon. They still got Smith there. They still have some other pieces there. They still have Saquon. They still have that winning pedigree. They still have that madman in the front office in Howie Roseman. So I think the Eagles are still going to be fine. But they'll still win their 10 games, 10, 11 games or more, and they'll still be in a position to compete.
They still got worse. At the end of the day, they got worse.
We shall see.
Maybe because AJ Brown won't doing shit anyway. So,
right.
But at the end of the day, man, they all some lying motherfuckers, bro. Like, they lied every single damn week. AJ Brown every single damn week was telling and complaining and fussing about what was going on. And Jalen Hurts was get his ass on that damn podium and lie. He's still lying to this day. AJ Brown is lying to this day about
what do you want them to say?
Exactly. So you want them to spill the beans in the media at the podium?
That's the worst.
You're not supposed to keep that internal. What's your message?
I feel like it's an AJ Brown thing. More so. I wouldn't blame Jalen for this, because if Jalen knew about, he probably mad at Jalen. So if the media is asking Jalen what's up, and Jalen like, I don't know, the nigga not talking to me. He may know, but he ain't got to say. Yeah. I respect him doing that. AJ Brown, on the other hand, like causing all of this ruckus, and it's behind, if it alleged what Shelton say it is, that's
reading books on the sidelines and shit.
Yeah, that's and And not to skirt around it, because some of it was football related. You saw some issues on the football field.
Oh yeah, we know,
and that stuff will carry over.
Hey, I swear, Shelton. Hey, whatever Shelton trying to do, I'm trying to let it go, kid.
What?
We talked about it in the chat, bro. You keep acting like you are our insider to this, and we just now are coming to Jesus moment on this.
What are you talking about? We talking about the outside. I'm talking about the inside stuff now. What are you saying?
I'm talking about it all, Sheldon. We talked about what we were seeing on the field early, what he was saying early. He talked about this shit as soon as the confetti dropped after that Super Bowl. He was like, "This offense is really shit ball."
That ain't what he said. He said, "I'm not satisfied."
I'm paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing. But he had a whole season and a half where he was like, "This offense really ain't it."
No.
And then you and the Eagles fans, the Eagles conglomerate was talking about, don't worry about this shit. We win games anyway.
Nick,
we look at the wins and losses.
Nick.
And then later on, when the team said we got a handshake deal with the Pats, you was like, oh yeah, AJ the problem. Get him the fuck out of here.
Nick, the Super Bowl, this team, it wasn't a whole year and a half ago, because in the Super Bowl run, during the playoffs, they scored more than any other team in playoff history. So you cannot say that the offense was a problem then, because it was not.
AJ Brown
didn't say that. AJ Brown was trying to get the ball, and the thing that people don't understand about AJ Brown is he was fourth in the league in receiving in the 4 years he was with the Eagles. So AJ Brown was getting the ball.
What about last year?
He was fourth in the league in receiving
last
for 4
year.
Years. He still cut off 1,000 yards and made a Pro Bowl.
If Jalen Hurts was not a quarterback, he'd be the one that was traded. He's not traded because the quarterback is obviously the most important position, and you're not just gonna be you can't just easily replace Jalen Hurts. As booty as he is in the pass game, as booty as he is, because he plays quarterback, that's the reason why he's not traded. If he played any other position, he'd be gone, and AJ Brown would still be an Eagle. That's facts.
That's not true, FIFO. If AJ is having problems with the other players on the team, how would he still be the one that's still there? Brandon Graham told you what was up. Brandon Graham tried to tell everybody. He said 11 got to do better. 11's the one that's not doing. Brandon Graham said it, and that's when they got mad
because that goes back to my point. What you want to do if your quarterback is booty and passing the ball, what you want to do is blame everybody else and be like, no, you're okay. Keep doing better. Just keep working. You don't want to shoot a dude that's already booty in the passing game, confidence all the way out the door. You don't want to do that. So at the end of the day, Shelton, you can be the insider for the Eagles, and you could pass.
I'm not being the insider,
but at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts is a very mediocre passer of the football. He's a good quarterback, but he's a mediocre passer of the football. I'm gonna say this. He got some stuff that he definitely can work on. But you're talking about a guy that was MVP runner-up in 2020, 22 years ago.
All right, here you go.
2 Super Bowls.
Go ahead.
So what I'm gonna say about that is very clear that two things can be true. One, you've seen that 2 of his offensive coordinators were promoted to head coach, correct?
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my God.
What does that got to do with
how many has yours? Everything. If your quarterback is leading that team,
wait,
that's you. Shelton, you ain't go to the Super Bowl without a good quarterback.
Shelton,
you ain't go to 2 Super Bowls without a good quarterback.
Shelton, sir, actually. That hurts your argument. If you're talking about 2, I'm about to explain it to you. You're talking about 2 OCs. 2 OCs got promoted to head coach. Well, then how come Jalen Hurts did not throw the ball better? If he had,
because he's had 7 OCs in 7 years, and the last one was Kevin Patullo. Did you not see what Kevin Patullo was calling? Did you not see the routes AJ was running? You didn't watch those games.
Y'all told me he called his own plays.
I got for Jalen Hurts, y'all should have for the head coach, but that's just my
it's real, Manny. It's real. It's real, Manny.
It's real right now.
We all speaking facts. No, he's not.
It's real. It's real. And I never said that Jalen was perfect. Now he's not. He got some stuff he got to prove. But what I'm saying is,
no quarterback is perfect.
You got to speak in context. You can't just say, "Oh, he's shitball throwing the ball." You can't say that.
The dude won a Super Bowl and was a late fumble away from winning another one. Like, let's be.
I want
like,
to stack team, bro.
Come on,
this
team
is the
ain't
story.
never been stacked.
No, he don't really get no credit for it. This has been the story of his career. It's been like this since he was at Alabama. It was like this when he was at Oklahoma, and it's like this in Philadelphia. He's average at best. That's on his best day. He's average. It just so happened that his whole career.
I bet your quarterback would trade for his average career, wouldn't he?
Listen, it just so happened his whole. I'm going to finish real quick, before it just so happened his whole career that he was around stellar talent, and that's why he's in the position that he's in.
Let me ask a question for everybody here on the panel. I want an answer from every single person. What is Jalen Hurts' best ability?
Lead a franchise. To be a good leader. Leadership is the most important critical point and showing up in most crucial moments.
If he was a leader, him and AJ Brown wouldn't be on this thing.
Well, I think it was more AJ Brown than Jalen Hurts. But that's my
like I said,
you the leader though. You the leader.
No, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Y'all talking about leaders? Kobe wouldn't have let this happen on the team. Shit, Peyton Manning wouldn't let this happen.
Why he wouldn't?
Kobe would.
That
was the wrong of the team himself.
Yeah, that was wrong. What I'm saying is a strong leader. What y'all are talking about, this wouldn't have been an issue. It wouldn't have been my quarterback. My quarterback's not talking to me because I heard this other dude was smashing.
The quarterback wasn't the one that wasn't talking. It was the AJ that wasn't talking.
It's your job as a quarterback to make that right.
Brown was the problem.
They said what is Jalen Hurts' best ability?
By the way, these diva wide receivers, look it up. Outside of Tyreek Hill, who's the last diva wide receiver that has won at a high level?
Okay, cool. Ken, what is Jalen Hurts' best
ignore
ability?
Me. It's fact.
Lying.
Nick.
Because he's still saying they best friends. He still said, "I hope the best for him."
He might believe that, Ken. He might believe that.
Well, I think his best quality is his professionalism. Like I don't know if you're asking on the field, I would say he's poised.
It's running the football.
Not one person here said throwing the football, and that's the main job of the quarterback. That's not okay.
FIFO,
that's not
the main job of the quarterback is to lead the team to victory. You went to 2 Super Bowls, so you can say whatever you want to say.
What does that mean?
That's most important.
Outside
Keep
of
the main thing, winning.
Outside of Jalen Hurts, name me a quarterback that can't throw the ball that won a Super Bowl.
Outside of Jalen Hurts, name me who's led the league in wins since Jalen has been the starting quarterback.
Well, my thing is
so he's the best quarterback in the league because he has the most wins.
No, I'm just saying he's in the top. He's up there.
So then why bring that shit up then? No, wait. If you're not gonna stand on the
right, I just stood on it. I just stood on it.
I got a question.
I just asked you a direct question.
He's top 5.
If winning is the main thing and he's the most winning quarterback, why is he not the best quarterback then? Why? Because he can't throw the fucking ball.
He's the second winningest.
I'm gonna ask every question from every angle for you to admit that he can't throw the ball.
I just answered it.
Jalen Hurts throw the ball?
He can throw the ball. Absolutely, he can throw the ball.
Next topic.
You ain't watching. How you think AJ and Devontae are
one at a time? One at a time. What was you saying, man?
No, I'm gonna ask everybody. Everybody can join in. But FIFO, name me 10 quarterbacks right now that you would have over Jalen Hurts right now.
Shit, damn near everybody that made the playoffs. Oh, we can start there. we can start with CJ Stroud, nigga. We can start with
crazy. You can stop there.
Yes.
You can stop there.
You're better than that. You're better than that.
All day. I take Lamar. I take Josh. I take Justin Herbert. I take Justin Herbert over Jalen Hurts.
Next topic.
I take Justin Herbert.
Herbert has never won a playoff game.
Next
I
topic.
take Justin Herbert.
He don't play for the Eagles.
No, because he can throw pretty. He throws a pretty
Justin
football.
Herbert on the Eagles. AJ Brown still there.
Justin Herbert on the Eagles and AJ Brown still there, and all of them sitting at home.
And then he shits on himself every year in the playoffs.
Every year.
Well,
Manny,
I want to just get this. Let me just get this out because I know we got to move on. Do y'all have the Eagles as a top 3 team in the NFC?
Absolutely.
Currently
in the NFC?
I do not. I do not.
Top 4.
Absolutely.
I just asked about
the Rams. Let me say this: the Rams, who get rated above them every single year. You know what the record is against the Rams in Jalen Hurts' tenure? 4-0.
But what did they do last year?
Jalen Hurts better than Matt Stafford. Is Jalen Hurts better than Matt Stafford? Is Jalen Hurts better than Matt Stafford?
He's 4-0 against him.
No.
He's 4-0 against him. So according to those numbers, yes.
So again,
yes.
No, Shelton.
I just answered you. Yes.
So no, wait, hold on.
4-0.
So if Jalen Hurts has the most wins
4-0
since what? So from whatever
he beat him last year, and he beat him in the playoffs last year. 4-0.
No, because I want you to answer the question because you're not answering the question.
I just did.
Not that question. The question I had before. If Jalen Hurts has the most wins, why is he not the best quarterback in the league?
I just answered your question. You said,
is he the best quarterback in the league? Yes or no?
No, Patrick Mahomes is still in the league, and
so
Patrick Mahomes has more wins.
Then don't bring up wins. Don't bring up wins.
I just said Patrick Mahomes has more wins.
You're not going to stand on Jalen Hurts being the best quarterback because he wins the most.
I just stood on it. I didn't say he won the most. I said he's up there at the top. Patrick Mahomes number one. He's number two.
That is a point. Jalen Hurts is a point.
It's not.
It is a point. I said he's number two.
Claim Jalen Hurts.
I just stood on it
because he wins the most.
I just stood on it. I said he's number two.
Is he number one?
Patrick number one.
Do they make y'all take some type of personality test to be an Eagles fan? Because every one of them I know is like you. Like it's crazy that all
bringing up wins because don't say he the best. Fuck out.
I just told you Patrick Mahomes number one because he got more wins.
Why?
What part don't you miss him,
You just said Jalen Hurts has more wins in the last 4 years than any quarterback.
Any of the quarterbacks you're mentioning, but Patrick Mahomes. I said, but Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
What part you missing?
Okay.
Yeah, I was just trying to see like if y'all had them as top three because I got the Rams, Seattle, and I got the Bears over like going into
you done came around, Nick.
The Bears came around. I got the Bears.
Can we see the Bears do this again?
I'm just saying I got them. I got them over. I'm just saying if we're going,
I don't know that.
I don't mind saying that though because they did beat Philly.
Yeah,
so I don't mind.
I'm just saying
Nick saying the Bears.
No, I'm only saying that based off of. It's more so an indictment of the Eagles, is why I'm saying that.
Well, no, Nick, I want you to say you were wrong about Ben Johnson. That's all I want to hear.
No, I ain't saying shit about that. All I said was if I have the Bears ranked over the Eagles, especially after this trade, that means the team got worse.
Listen,
and that means that
we do this every year. At the end of the day, wake me up on December 2026, and it's going to be the Eagles at 11-4, fighting on top of the division. Fighting for a top 2 seed. We do this every year with the Eagles.
You say no, Lou?
Not this year, boss.
Lou, you say no?
Nah, not this year.
Who you got up there, Lou? Say it. Come on, Lou.
I think all three teams in the division better than y'all now.
Who's number one?
Don't say the Giants. Don't say the Giants. Don't say
the Giants.
No, he can say it, Nick. Who number one? Who number one though, Lou? Who's gonna win the division?
I'm not sure. But I do know that all three teams are better than y'all.
I got the Commanders as a sneaky comeback, like we trying to take the division back. But the Giants, ever since the whole Jackson Dart shit, bro, or J6, I'm only calling them J6 moving forward, bro. I'm waiting for Arch. We trying to be shitty for Arch.
You know that don't bother Lou none. Lou don't care nothing about that.
I expected it from J6. Like, that wasn't no surprise.
Lou was so upset that the black man said anything. he was right there with the media.
Manny right there. Why y'all trying to put it on me? Manny literally right there.
Anyway, well, the drama is over from September to now when AJ was posting tweets of Bible verses on Twitter and all kind of random shit he was doing early. I think they even had to have they didn't Saquon had to say something to him. Well, they ain't got to say shit to him anymore because he up out of there. So AJ Brown is gone, and now we don't have to hear these lies until Devontae Smith has an issue with him next. But
he won't be a problem in Mike Vrabel locker room.
Mike Vrabel's a problem in Mike Vrabel's locker room.
It might not be Mike Vrabel's locker room when the next video come out.
Exactly.
They said that Diana says, bro, let her drop a book right before the trade deadline. It's over.
Vrabel already told you he don't know what's coming next. He said it himself.
Jesus Christ.
Well, look, yeah, he show out in New England you want to. Find your ass on a tree. Moving on for the 2026 NBA playoffs have finally come down to two teams representing the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. But before we get into that discussion, we, of course, have to talk about the intense Game 7 that took place this past Saturday as the Western Conference Finals ended with the San Antonio Spurs defeating the Oklahoma City Thunder on the road 111-103. Finally, we all can rejoice as the defending champions are out of the playoffs. We all. But what are your thoughts on how they played in Game 7 and what moves should or should not they make this offseason to get back to the finals next year? Get rid of Chet.
I think you have to. I think if you're Sam Presti, I think you got to look at this in a micro versus macro lens, right? So I think you can look at it and say, listen, we were without two of our 5 or 6 best players. And if Chet Holmgren shows a pulse in Game 7, we probably win that game, and we probably move on to our second straight NBA Finals and have a good chance of winning it. Or you could say this is about as far as this group, this current iteration has gone, and we need to make a big move because we don't know if this is the start of a next great dynasty with Wemby and the Spurs. And so I think you have to kind of weigh both, right? Do you overreact and say, all right, it's time to make a big move and go get Giannis or go do something else to edify this roster? Or do you say, okay, we make some moves around the margins. We get Jay Will's healthy. We get AJ Mitchell healthy. Hopefully this is just an aberration with Chet and you're back better than ever next year, right? So I think you have to kind of weigh it. I personally think, I'm not a Chet Holmgren believer. I'm just not. I don't think he fits that team because they don't require him to do much. They just need him to be a rim protector and be a 7-footer that can. I heard this a lot this week too. Oh, he's best against all the other 29 other teams except the Spurs. Well, they needed him to be good against the Spurs, and he wasn't. So yeah, listen. I think Sam Presti's a dude that is smart and he's pragmatic, and I don't think he's going to make a stupid move or a boneheaded move or even a aggressive move just for the sake of it. I think he's going to weigh everything. I think they're going to look at it and say, look, we didn't have two of our best guys. If a couple bounces of the ball go differently in this series, we may have won this series. So I think they just kind of run it back with the same team. I think Dort's gone. I think they get rid of a couple other pieces on that bench because I think they're about to be over the second apron. So I think they make a couple moves like that. And remember, they also have draft picks too. Crazy to think that a team like OKC has fucking lottery picks that they could use. But I think they're going to make some additions around the margins, but I think they're going to run back the same core.
This is where I think you're wrong, Manny. We saw all season long San Antonio put BTA to this OKC team. And that was all I needed to see, that OKC is not going to be that perennial team we thought they would have been. Because the ascension of Wemby in year 3, the second best player on that team is in year 2, and they played 3 rookies and they got the 6th man. Oh, it's a wrap for OKC in this iteration of how they want to play. J-Dub could have been there. They still would have lost because they lost all of those games in the regular season with J-Dub. And he played a couple of games in this series. Obviously, he was not 100%. He couldn't even play back-to-back games. So it is what it is. AJ Mitchell, I'm not going to lie to you. I felt like he was their version of James Harden for that first big 3 in OKC when they were there. He's a guy that can move Shea off the ball. When AJ Mitchell who's the other guy? Jerry McCain. When Jerry McCain got hot, they moved SGA off the ball and put Jerry McCain on the ball because San Antonio was double teaming SGA everywhere. And it's like, you're not going to beat us. And they have one of the few players physically and athletically that can match up with SGA one-on-one, which is Stephon Castle, again, a second-year player. And we saw that these rookies, especially Dylan Harper, came up big. They have to make a big move because the way that this team is constructed, you're not beating that team. And the reason why I'm saying that is Wemby next year is eligible for an extension. It's 2 years for Castle, and it's 4 years for Dylan Harper. So that means that you can go get a guy now like a KD or a LeBron. I'm just throwing names out there. I'm not saying that those are actual targets, but you can somebody, get a guy like that for a year or two And then it's like, holy shit for San Antonio, but the same thing for OKC. And you're right. Some of these guys are going to have to go. They're just not going to be able to afford. I've been talking about it for a minute. You're not going to be able to afford to pay Lou Dort. So he's just going to walk. But it doesn't matter because, like you said, Manny, they have a freaking top 11 pick, top 10 pick this draft. This draft. This draft.
Yeah. There's a lot of
ridiculous.
And there's rumors that they want to trade up.
And there's rumors that they're going to trade up. So at the end of the day, OKC's in a good place because they have the best GM in the game. And like you said, Manny, he hasn't made. Tell me one bad move he made. He hasn't made any bad moves.
Yeah, I was saying trading James Harden. That was a bad move.
That wasn't all the way him. That wasn't him because he would have paid him. Ownership didn't want to pay him. Yeah. So he chose Ibaka. I understand. That's ownership. That
might not have been his choice. Yeah.
That's not his choice.
It was one or the other. He chose Ibaka.
That's what I'm saying. He chose Ibaka. I know he had to pick one or the other, but he chose Ibaka.
I don't disagree with you, FIFO. I'm actually in agreement with you. I'm just thinking from the brain of what do I think Sam Presti's going to do? And I don't see him as a guy that's going to overreact necessarily to this. Now, I think if this happens again next year, I think that you might see that.
It's too late.
I'm telling you now, Manny. Hold on. Real quick, Shelton. You overreact because you ain't never seen no shit like Wemby. And
Absolutely.
You gotta go get that. Is you thought Chet might have been the answer, but that shit ain't close. And we saw it. You got to go get a guy that's going to go straight at Wemby every position that he gets. And that guy's name is Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's who that is.
I agree.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say, FIFO, is you got to go get Giannis at this point because you have the ability to do so. You have the picks. You got the power to make it happen. We've seen Chet against Wemby, and we know he ain't scared. I mean, he ain't got nothing for him, and Wemby ain't going nowhere. Wemby's only going to get better. So the only thing you can do is try to combat him with the best thing available, which is Giannis. At this point, you make that move no matter what you have to do to do so. You got the picks to do it, make it happen. You pair Giannis with SGA, and you got championship material for the next foreseeable future. So that's what you have to do at this point, because you know Wemby's never going to get the courage to go up against.
You mean Chet is never going to get the courage?
I mean, Chet is never going to get the courage to go up against Wemby. He's never going to do it.
This is a lot like KD going to the Warriors because they couldn't beat Bron. Bron was just too much.
Right.
Like, well, shit, what the fuck do we do? Go get KD. This is essentially the same thing because nobody else in the league can't do shit with Wemby. So you better
we don't go far right there because the Knicks got a lot to say about what you just talking about. What was you saying, Ludo, before I make my speech?
Go ahead.
What I was gonna say is, it is a kind of more so a question to Ken. Are we gassing up Giannis? And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that to disrespect Giannis. I'm just saying that at this point of his career, we making him seem like he is now still able to defend, like you said, FIFO, a human being we never seen really on the basketball court, and we think that it's going to be an instant success with him and SGA and the rest of that Thundercast. And that shit. I'm just saying we're saying all this. We're just saying
like Giannis is 36.
I'm not saying that because I know he's. I'm not.
These questions make me question if Nick watched basketball. These are the type of questions that I'm
only asking the question because my job here is to ask the questions that's not being asked. It's easy to fall in what groupthink is. It's easy to fall in what sounds easy and fun. But let's look at it from the other side because literally last year, Manny, we were just talking about OKC has a long runway. The shit that Shelton was just talking about with the Spurs. And now we're talking about that they got to blow up that whole core that was supposed to be there.
We didn't say blow up the whole thing. We didn't say blow up the whole thing.
Well, if you're giving up, they're gonna have to give up Jay Will and Chet. They're not going to get Giannis.
No, they're not. No, they're
yes,
not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. No, wait, hold on. Nick, you know why they're not? Because they have lottery picks. They have multiple lottery picks, and then they have other salary to make it up. They don't have to give up both. They're gonna give up one
or the other.
My thing is though, if I'm the Bucks, I have the leverage because you want the player that I have. Like you said, FIFO, the person that wins the trade or team that wins the trade has the best player. That's the best player.
Chet and
let me
hold
on, Nick. Let me pause you. The reason why the Bucks don't have as much leverage as you want to think right now, there's not another team in the NBA outside of San Antonio that can give up the type of draft capital OKC can. And for where the Milwaukee Bucks are, the draft capital is way more important than getting a player because you're not going to be able to match Giannis's production with another player. That's playing right now. You can maybe match that in the future with a young player that's coming out in the next 3, 4, 5 years, but you're not going to get it in the NBA right now. So OKC has a lot more leverage in this scenario because the other teams that are vying for Giannis don't have the draft capital.
I agree with that point, but I also would counter that with the fact of because Giannis is being a bitch ass nigga about not requesting the trade and telling us where he wants to go. That puts the onus on
trade. He doesn't want
to. But I'm saying, man, let me finish. I'm saying that because that puts the only person is the GM for the Milwaukee Bucks that would be basically being the face of all this and can control all this. So if you say like, nah, we want more for that. We want both of them motherfuckers. And if you don't want, we just gonna go over somewhere else. Yeah, and OKC can be like, that's gonna be a shitty deal. Like, well, fuck it. That's the only deal that we want to hear from y'all. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, because Giannis hasn't said anything, now that means the GM for the Bucks has all the leeway to make whatever kind of trade. And until Giannis says, like, I'm only going to Miami or I'm only going to OKC, then I'm right with you, FIFO. Then they can do whatever they want. But I'm saying that there's still a possibility that they can get jucked too. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree with you because I think players fuck themselves up when they throw the tantrums and say, I want to trade it. I only want to go here. Because now, from a business perspective, you're hurting the team trying to trade you because now you're putting them in a situation where they have to trade you to a specific place. Milwaukee's in a luxurious spot right now because they can basically leverage all 30 teams and say, yo, make me my best offer. And if you don't, we know in his heart, he still wants to be here. Like he still wants to be in Milwaukee. He just knows timeline wise, it doesn't make sense because he's about winning championships and Milwaukee's timeline is over. That's it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't be opposed to giving up both those players, to be honest, for Giannis anyway. I think that losing Jay Will and Chet is still worth it, in my opinion, to get a Giannis on that team with SGA.
Because we have a lot of data.
But then I'm not giving up draft picks though.
That's fine.
That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna get as many. You may get one first. I may even give up one first.
If I'm giving you Chet, and first of all, I'm giving you a first team all defender, and I'm giving you one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. There's no way you're getting you could get a whole host of second round picks.
Yeah, that's fine.
No first round picks on top of that.
That's fine.
You getting maybe one pick, maybe one in a conditional. But you're not getting a whole, I agree.
Right, you're not gonna get no slew, but I wouldn't think they would want it though. I'm with y'all though. I don't think they would want both of them.
Also, I think with the draft lottery changes, I think these picks are going to become even more important. So I think you're going to start seeing these teams hoard those picks a lot more and be judicious. You're not going to see the days of, trading 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. Like, that's not going to happen anymore because these picks are valuable. You could be a team like, the Warriors or the Lakers, not the Warriors, but the Lakers or the Timberwolves or anybody say, yo, we're gonna guard these because we could win. We could end up in the top 3 in the lottery. And this could be now a lottery ticket, right? So yeah, I don't think you're gonna see that exchange of multiple picks like you've seen in past trades.
But Kim, that's why I'm getting back to the point of everybody's saying get Giannis now. This is the only way to beat Wemby. And I'm like, we haven't seen a real super team in a while. And I'm not saying that would make OKC that, but I'm just saying, like, is it a full guarantee that Giannis is the solution to Wemby?
Yes.
Or the best
chance. You got to at least try it.
Look, I'll put it to you like this. There's not another basketball player in the entire world that can match what Wemby does outside of Giannis. Like, LeBron too old. Like I think LeBron could have gave Wemby problems because Wemby can't guard him. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck up out of here. Giannis is physical. He's short. Obviously, he's shorter than Wemby. But everything that Wemby does not like in a defender, Giannis is. He can contest them. He's stronger than him. He can move him off his post. You know what I'm saying? He can move him around. And he has the mentality. And he's a champion. So he's gonna go at Wemby. There's not, bro. Who else can physically match him?
Fits that personality of being on that team, right? He's not a high maintenance type of dude. So I think I here's the thing. I still don't think Sam Presti's gonna do it because I just don't see him thinking in that mindset. What I could see him doing is trading up into the top 3 or 4. Let's say Cam Boozer falls. I could see Sam Presti saying, I could get Cam Boozer. I can get another big that's going to be that could be a perennial all-star. I'm higher on Boozer than a lot of people in this group.
But I'm saying, what is Cam Boozer going to do against? How is that the solution to win? Like, what does that do for them?
Chet 2.0.
But Chet is a net negative offensively right now. So you need somebody that's going to make Wemby guard you.
You don't have to argue. You don't have to make
post. And you need to be able to move. You need to be able to move Wemby around and make him guard, so that depreciates what he does on the offensive side of things. Right now, Wemby is just a gazelle that's just standing in the lane because Chet offers nothing. Chet offers no offensive.
Nobody does though.
And this is where I disagree with you, Manny. Like Wemby defies logic. Wemby defies basketball logic, not just NBA logic, basketball logic. And the reason why I'm saying that is he can help he could be on the perimeter and still help and recover, bro. It doesn't matter if you move him to the perimeter or move him around or make him use energy on defense. We're talking about the defensive player of the year in his 3rd year in the league and should have won it last year. Right now, with his age, because until he hits 29, 30, bro, that's a young man out there. As long as he doesn't get injured, he's gonna be able to move around. It does not matter. What you need is to fight fire with fire. You need somebody that has the same mentality that Wemby does, that's playing opposite of him, that's gonna go straight at him and is not gonna let up. And there's only a handful of guys, Nick, in the whole league that have that mentality.
I don't disagree with you. I just don't think OKC is going to do it personally. Now, if they do it, I'm going to be the first person to be like, wow, shit, they actually did it. They pulled the trigger. I just don't see them doing it. I think Sam Presti's going to take the pragmatic approach of saying, yo, we good.
Sam Presti traded for all these George.
Even with everything that happened, it was a different iteration, different era of Thunder.
All I'm saying is he made the trades that you're saying that he wouldn't make.
But those were different situations.
I just think that
look at it in this situation, I think he's going to look at it like, yo, for all the praise that San Antonio is getting, we were a couple bounces of the ball and a couple injuries short. Like if they have AJ Mitchell and Jalen Williams at 70%, they probably win this regular
season. They lost 4 games. They were 1-5, 1-4 against San Antonio.
And if Chet Williams gives them, just think, if Chet Williams gives them 10 points. Just a bare minimum, like 10 points. They probably win that game.
He mixed it up. Jalen Williams and Chet. He said they both shitty. That hamstring shit, like Kyle said, bro. That's the one thing I always pay attention when it comes to hamstring injury. That's a you problem. That's like that's like sacks when it comes to quarterbacks. That's a quarterback sack. That ain't got nothing to do with the offensive line. Like hamstrings is like, and he been out most of the year chilling because the team been winning without him, so he ain't got to do shit. And then you get hamstring issues all the way up to you got to miss game 7. Once I saw that report, I was like, oh, they done.
After watching Chet, like I said, in the finals, I mean in the Western Conference Finals, I didn't see any hope of him recovering from this to being able to be competitive with Wemby. We know he's not going to be able to beat Wemby, but I mean even be competitive. That really left a sour taste.
Shelton, did you see that post game press conference? I mean, when the media was at his locker. And they was asking him. They asked him like, "What could you have done like differently offensively?" The nigga literally just stared at them for like 3 minutes, and then he was like, "I gotta look at the tape."
But that's a loser mentality.
But you know that's the and I know we've covered this, but that's the most impressive thing to me about Wemby is the fact that a lot of these new age players are trying to be buddy with everybody. We talk about how they don't have that old school mentality anymore. When you think about Wemby wants to kill them dudes, and it ain't going nowhere.
Here we go.
Nick, you seen it when SGA won the MVP. You saw him looking at him, and he meant that. That wasn't for TV. You even saw
that was for TV.
No, you know the only reason I say it wasn't Manny is because when he pulled Biyombo and The other guy over to him, and he pulled them bigs and was like, "Y'all go get him." He meant that. That's some old
school stuff.
Yeah,
because now it's this lure that the guy that finished second or third looks at the person winning the MVP if they play. Like we've seen this with Russell Westbrook. Like it's.
But we seen him follow it up.
He wanted the gold medal. He wanted the gold medal.
Yeah. And that's why he's an average.
He wants everything. He wants the All-Star MVP. He wants the NBA Cup. But Manny, how many guys in the league
these dudes now don't think like that.
Nobody does,
bro. It's different generation, bro.
Let's speak to Sheldon.
Dudes, not to make it European versus American. How to that's a whole nother. We'd be here for another whole podcast conversation. But I think it's just a generational thing with American players, man. It's too
I don't think so, bro.
AAU culture. I think it's that. I think it's part of it. Like
look, Manny,
European dudes, they bring that dog, bro.
You had people complaining about how
Luka's
Joker
like that.
and Luka. No, he's not. He's not like they not like it like Wemby is, and I think that's the appeal to Wemby. Like usually people not rooting for the 7
that he wants to kill.
No, he does not, bro.
When he plays,
only offensively. Only offensively. He don't want to kill the basketball game. He only want to score.
Yeah, women can score 15 points.
He doesn't do anything positive on the. Here we go again with this nonsense.
No. I like Luka, man, but Wemby can score 15 points and be dominant.
I don't think
Luka was a great defender. I didn't say Luka was but it's funny how the majority of top players in the NBA don't play defense, but somehow Luka is the indictment on star players.
No, you saying that. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is that's what separates Wemby, and that's why you talking about this, that, and the third. No, Wemby is different because he wants to dominate you offensively and defensively.
He wants to dominate defensively. He's 7'6".
But Manny, the point is that Luka don't. Luka don't even try on defense. He don't give a fuck about defense, which is fine. I give you that.
And so does 30 other guys
players are only offensive. Some of the greatest players
are
only
offensive.
That's what separates Wemby. That's why you can't put Wemby in the same category with none of these niggas.
I wasn't putting Wemby as a player in the same category as anybody. I'm just saying.
We ain't even talking about as a player. We're talking about attitude. We're talking about
attitude and mentality. Luka wants to kill you on the court.
Not the same.
Not the same. Not the same.
Are you serious?
We've been watching Wemby do it all season.
Literally stole Minnesota's lunch money 2 years ago, being fat and drinking beers every fucking night.
Exactly.
Stealing his lunch money.
His mentality was like Wemby. He wouldn't be like that.
Sounds about right. Because if anybody would steal anything with food, Luka would steal their lunch money. So
and that go to the point of what you're saying, man. Like you talking about he was drinking beers on the offseason. Like my man Wemby going to practice with the monks to get better. Like Luka not doing that. Wemby is locked in, and you can tell, and that's why people root for him.
Everybody's killer mentality.
Okay, all of this is cute, but
hold on.
Smoke cigars and go golfing the night before.
Different era. But Mike dominated defensively too. And Spike, to your point, bro, I knew Game 5 was over when Wemby pulled up in the monk suit with the green joint with the sweats up under. I said, "Oh shit, y'all niggas done fucked up." Boy,
the Luka slander got to stop, y'all.
We not.
I don't hate Luka. We just don't put him in the same conversation as Wemby.
Wemby on a different level from him.
All I'm saying is, and I'm saying this is, we still got Ant-Man in the league. Don't act like this league ain't got nobody with heart and talking shit.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
And Brunson on that list too. And that's when let's talk about the niggas who's still here.
I ain't gonna lie, man. You gotta put him on there.
I'm about to call Manny Luka. I do like Luka's attitude on the court when he's showing out. It is fun to see that. But here's the thing. This is great. This whole conversation about Wemby is great. But he ain't really done shit yet. He ain't won it yet, bro. The conversation y'all have is an entirely different conversation.
3.
I think it's in year 2.
Year 3. Stephon Castle's in year 2.
Win it.
Ken, do you first of all, I gotta address that because you say he ain't do shit. Do you know he's the quickest? You can say Magic Johnson, but Magic had Kareem. Magic wasn't the best player in his second year. True, but that wasn't that. Even though it was technically Larry's team, he went into a team that was already stacked. Like they had other options. Kevin McHale was already there. Robert Parrish was there. Those guys were there.
When he first walked into
Wemby is clear-cut number 1, and he got to the finals in year 3, Ken. With the second best player being in year 2. We ain't never seen nothing like that. So you can say he ain't done shit, but you know what he did do? He was first team all defense. I believe he was first team all NBA. I also believe he was defensive player of the year, and he got slighted for the MVP, Ken. So if you want to call that not doing shit, then sign me up, because Wemby doing a lot of shit in my opinion.
You know who won a title in their second year?
Shaq got to the finals.
Tim Duncan.
By the way,
Tim Duncan. Win a fucking title.
And he had David Robinson.
Doesn't count.
It does matter. It does matter. The point is, none of these niggas that I'm telling you outside of Wemby was the best player on their team.
Wemby did this all by himself?
No, I didn't say that.
He did it as the best player on his team.
I said as the best player on his team.
In year 3. Shaq got to a final in year 3. He just ran up against a dynasty.
He also had Penny.
He ran up against one.
Larry Bird got to a final and won a championship in year 2, and he was the best player on that team.
He was the
but
best
that team
player.
was also
Who's the
stacked.
best player? Tiny Archibald?
Like they delayed picking Larry Bird here because they were so good. Like they picked Larry Bird the year before he could even play for them. That's how good the team was.
Look, I'm not sliding what Wemby was able to accomplish, because the question mark and the conversation that we've had was, will his youthfulness and the inexperience of this team stop them from getting to the finals? And we've seen that it has not.
Yes.
But we're talking about this guy like he's Michael Jordan or LeBron or Steph or something like that. It's a great accomplishment, but he ain't done shit and Brunson ain't done shit. So my question to you guys is, who's gonna do the shit? Who's gonna come out on top when they win this whole damn thing?
Nick, who do you? We talking about this game now, but Nick, who do you have? Who do you think is gonna guard Wemby? I think it's gonna be OG.
Yeah, they're gonna do like the small ball shit where it comes to like OG, Mikal Bridges, and every now and then Mitchell Robinson. Because it's mainly one thing. It's not even just because of foul trouble, but it's especially foul trouble for Cat, because that nigga is always in foul trouble. So putting him on Wemby would be even worse. So they're gonna do that. But I don't even think that. Well, I'll wait till I get to the picks and all that stuff to tell my strategy of how they're gonna win the series.
No, go ahead. You could.
Yeah, that's where we are now, right?
Okay, so I'm talking about.
Nick, hold on. I'll go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'll go ahead. So now that we have the losing team discussion out of the way, it's along with this other discussion, we can move on to the main event, as the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs will face off in game 1 of the NBA Finals tomorrow evening on ABC.
You said you setting it up, and you said we talked about the losing teams. We didn't say shit about Cleveland, because I know that
we did last Cleveland.
Week. I understand, but I'm just saying there's some Cleveland supporters in here. There's some believers in Donovan Mitchell and James Harden in here, and I just want to know how y'all feel, because them boys got swept.
You got to watch last week's show.
Yeah, you got to watch last week's show. We said all that shit last week.
How do you feel, Nick, about Cleveland? Just real quick.
Oh, I said that we have to question Donovan Mitchell. We had to have a conversation. I brought that up last week. That's what I'm saying. This is what happens. Niggas think I got you. Like, nah, nigga, I'm keeping it a bean. I don't have to miss shows to keep it a bean at the end of the day. Nah, nigga, you came back here for Wemby. Congrats. You know what I'm saying? No, experience doesn't matter. Experience doesn't matter. The Spurs got to the finals. Congrats to them. Wemby's a dog. But here's what we talk about right now. We talking about the Eastern Conference champs, who are going to be the future NBA champs. And Ken, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Well, hold on. I hate to stop you, brother.
Go ahead.
My bad.
Manny just hopped back in. I'm a rewind and start this all over.
My bad. My internet was fucking up.
No. It's FIFO got in the way. Now that we have the losing team discussion out of the way, we can move on to the main event, as the New York Knicks and San Antonio Spurs will face off in game 1 of the NBA Finals tomorrow evening on ABC and ESPN in San Antonio. Which team do you have winning the championship, and in how many games? Nick, you were ready to go. The floor is yours, my brother.
There's very few times where I'm seeing the teams that I support in the final dance. You know, the Bengals went to the Super Bowl a few years ago. I thought I never would see that, and I was happy to. And now the Knicks are in the finals, and I've been trying to be a conservative fan for the most part, even though I came out early in the gate and said that and said they would get there. But I'm saying the Knicks in 5. And I'm saying it because of this.
Ooh. 5, huh?
Mike Brown has impressed me the most out of these playoffs. From any player, any coach, Mike Brown's impressed me the most because I know everybody can pick apart the path that the Knicks got. But if you're saying that they beat shitty teams, they destroyed them. So they proved that they was ass. So to me, they've shown that they're the most dominant team. And I bring that up because in the West, the Spurs had to go through a lot. Wemby had to go through a lot as a player to learn about how to be the stamina of the playoffs, how to deal with people bodying you, and he throwing elbows. He got ejected, so he got suspended for a game to where he is now. So he's gone through his lumps, and he just came off of Game 7. Knicks are well rested. And Mike Brown, to me, it was interesting that at the end of the season, the regular season, he started doing the pick and roll with Towns and Brunson because I'm thinking, and other fans was like, why haven't you been doing that all season? This motherfucker might be an evil genius because he was like, I'm saving that shit for the playoffs so teams have limited time to see how I really want to run this offense. Because it's interesting how they just automatically click because everybody was like, y'all was inconsistent all regular season, 82 games, and now it's clicking to this level. I think he got a strategy for Wemby. This is the only time I shout out Doc Rivers, Sheldon. Back in the day, Doc Rivers says, let Dwight Howard do his thing. We shutting everybody else down. I think they're going to let the Gazelle do him. He going to get all the glory and shit, and he going to tire his goofy ass out, and everybody going to say, lock up everybody else. Because to me, rebounds and three-point shooting is going to be the winner. Whoever dominates that is going to dominate the series. And I think the Knicks have a better cast to do that by just letting Wemby do him and guard everybody else. And that's how I think the Knicks in 5. And they got the experience too.
Nick, it's funny you say that because 28 quarters ago you wanted Mike Brown fired.
Hey, listen, hey, Sheldon, a season ago you didn't mind AJ Brown. Now when you so shit changed when shit changed, right?
I'm sorry, go ahead, people.
They said that Mike Brown wanted to put this offense in earlier in the season, but Brunson wasn't for it then. But now there was this point, it was do or die, so he was going for it. So he was cool with it. That's what was being reported. I won't be long. I think the Knicks I'm going to play to experience. I don't think that Wemby is ready to win a championship yet. So I got Knicks in 6.
So, Nick, I want to ask you this, right? Because you're saying let the Gazelle do the Gazelle. What does that really mean? Because let's be honest, he's not a ball dominant player. He's a big. He plays off the ball more than he plays on ball. And if you look at what the adjustment that San Antonio did in the last 3-4 games of that series was that they put Wemby in pick and roll situations and the whole defense had to collapse and they were getting wide open shots. Look at Champagne in that second half of Game 7. Got dumb hot. Why? So that's the thing about the great players that I've witnessed in my lifetime, the Jordans of the world, the LeBrons, the Steph Currys, now the Wembys. It don't matter what the fuck you do, bro. There is no way of stopping them because they affect the game without the ball. When you ascend to that level, I got San Antonio in 6. And that's the main reason why I don't think that New York has an answer. And to backtrack just a little bit, I'm with you, Nick. I talked to B earlier today, and I told him, I said, bro, I give Mike Brown all the props. I know I've been a Mike Brown hater in the past, but in all honesty, these playoffs, he has outcoached every single coach that he's coached against. He's made the adjustments, not just in game, but game to game. So I give Mike Brown a lot of props, and maybe he might be able to outcoach what's his name, light-skinned guy from his second year in the league with San Antonio.
Mitch Johnson, whatever the fuck his name is.
Mitch Johnson. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might be able to outcoach him, bro, but you cannot outcoach Wemby. And I think that's going to be the biggest issue. I also agree with you. I think the OGs, the Mikal Bridges, those are the guys that are going to get the majority of the time on Wemby because I think Wemby has 2 weaknesses right now. He don't have man strength or a man body yet. So the bigger guys like Hartenstein, they can move him from where he wants to be. You can move him like Wemby has to be like, okay, you going to stop pushing? All right, cool. I'll get the ball here. Right? He can't establish where he wants the ball yet. The second weakness is the smaller player. There's a whole montage of Russell Westbrook shutting down Wemby because Wemby can't put the ball on the floor against him. Anything he wants to do, Russell is right there, and other smaller players. So all that being said, we're talking about two weaknesses, and with a guy that doesn't need the ball to dominate. That being said, bro, I'm all the way on the Wemby train. I told y'all, if there's any player that's gonna overcome inexperience and youthfulness, it's gonna be this guy, and I think he does it. I think he passed the toughest test and the last year champs. And I understand you're probably gonna bring up the NBA Cup and all of this and that, but bro, what we see, if we just take a step back, right, and just be honest, what's the best player that we've seen in all these playoffs? It's been
Brunson.
It's Brunson. He's up there, Nick.
Wemby cool. Wemby cool.
Yeah, he's up there, Nick.
I seen him go 4 for 15 too. So he ain't unstoppable.
I've seen Brunson every game show up. So I gotta, but Wemby's dominated high.
Not better than Wemby. This is a bad matchup for Brunson, by the way.
That's what everybody always talks shit about Brunson until it's time to play Brunson.
I'm not.
They always say it's a bad this, the bad shit. And then when niggas get dusted and crossed over and he hit a dot in the
30 on him.
Exactly. Niggas is like, oh, okay, he must be that. That's what I'm saying. He's just gonna have to win the title for niggas to be like, he's one of them niggas. And I've been telling y'all about Brun for the last 4 years.
He's just not the one.
Nick, you only care about him because he's on the Knicks.
It's more than that, kid. It's more than that.
Look,
you were earlier on Brunson.
Nick, you were a Randall fan, okay?
I was a supporter of the Knicks during that era.
That's what I'm saying. You're a supporter of the Knicks right now.
I'm saying that with Brunson is different, King, because he won Clutch Player of the Year. It's like he's had NBA moments.
Yeah,
like coming
leave and go to another team.
He's gonna be once a Nick, always a Nick. What you mean?
You're not supporting Randall?
Who? But you go ahead, man.
This is an interesting series, man, because I think it could go in a lot of different directions. I think if the Spurs win, and I think it'll be a short series. I think if the Knicks win, it'll be a long series. That's how to me, the youth of the Spurs got to show up sometime in this playoffs, right? That's the only thing that's keeping me from like fully embracing the Spurs. It's just like the youth, and the only thing I fear about the Spurs that they win their championship on Saturday night. The exuberance and the emotion.
Wemby did
winning that series of getting that accomplishment that early. I wonder if they have anything left psychologically and emotionally in this series. That being said, from a basketball perspective, I think the Spurs are just a better team. I think the Knicks can match them, and I think the Knicks have answers to make life difficult for the Spurs. I do think the Knicks are going to have to play two bigs a lot, and Mitchell Robinson's injury is a problem. Even though he's going to play, I think they have to go two bigs a lot. I think that's the way to really kind of slow down Wemby. I get that there's evidence that Wemby struggles against small players. That being said, I think if they try to do the small ball lineup, I think they're just going to get killed. I think they're going to get dominated. I think Mitch Johnson will adjust. I think they're going to have to go two bigs. I think they're going to have to be physical with Wemby and try to kind of get him off his points on the court. That being said, man, the key to me for this series, the X factor for the Spurs is De'Aaron Fox. If he plays well, I think they're unbeatable. That's the key for me for them.
Who's the X factor for the Knicks for you?
The X factor for me for the Knicks is OG. I think he has to play big in this series, not only offensively but defensively. And he has to stay healthy and he has to stay on the court. Because I think, like you said, Cat's going to get in foul trouble. Cat's going to provide somebody that Wemby has to guard, especially on the perimeter. So I think that definitely is going to be a thing. I think you're going to see the Knicks try to get Cat involved early and often on the offensive side of the ball. But I think OG's the key, man. OG's the X factor to that team. I think when OG plays at a high level, I think the Knicks are a high level team. That being said, man, I just think I'm just going with talent. I think the Spurs are just a better team. My only issue is just their youth and inexperience in this moment.
Manny, I only disagree with De'Aaron Fox being the X factor. I think it's Dylan Harper.
Well, I don't count Dylan Harper as an X factor because I think Dylan Harper is that dude. So to me, De'Aaron Fox, he needs to bring that veteran leadership, that been here, done that. and that calming influence. One of the quietest parts about that Game 7 win was when they needed big buckets. The Aaron
There was him every time.
Big buckets.
You felt all 15 points he scored.
Say it again now.
Sure. Yeah. No.
You felt all 15 points.
That yes. And it was normally. Yes, you're right, man. And it was normally at a time whenever OKC was making a run, or when they took the lead, it was always De'Aaron Fox coming back. It wasn't even Wemby. It was Fox that was the steadying force in that whole thing. Now, Dylan Harper is nice. Now, Dylan Harper is gonna get you, a couple nice buckets, and he hits open threes as well. But
that's what I think. I think Dylan Harper's their second best player. Honestly, I think he's better than Castle.
That could be argued. That could be argued.
No. Wow. He's on that trajectory. He's on that trajectory, man.
But he isn't.
He's not there yet. Not today.
Yeah, he isn't.
But but ask me this question in like a year or two. Maybe next year.
Yes, his upside is exactly that. Exactly, because he can get to the basket when he wants.
He reminds me of a young Kobe. I said what I said.
Yeah,
you heard him, people.
Hey, I don't know about that. I think what I need to see out of Dylan is nothing offensively. I think the offensive game, he has it down pat. The difference between him and Castle is I think Castle is an elite defender. I think Castle is one of the. I'm not saying that Harper is not. I'm just saying I don't think Harper is an elite defender.
No.
So until he becomes an elite defender, I don't know if he's better than Stephon Castle.
But Dylan Harper is an elite offensive player. And what I mean,
I don't disagree.
Kobe, I don't think he's going to be exactly like Kobe. I mean, nobody. I mean, there's other than like 5 or 6 players in history are Kobe. I think his mentality, I think his aggressiveness, I think his ability to just come in the game and impact and dominate. Remember, Kobe was kind of in that same position earlier on in his tenure with the Lakers, where he was just kind of coming off the bench to just be instant offense. That's where I see kind of reminiscent of Kobe, where he just come in and just be an instant bucket getter. Again, I think the Spurs. I'm going with Spurs in 5. I think
Spurs in 5 is disrespectful.
I think Game 1 is going to be the most important game of this series. Why?
Absolutely.
Because I think the Knicks evidence shows that Game 1, whoever wins Game 1 of the NBA Finals, goes on to win the series. And also, I think you're going to have 2 different things. You're going to have the answers of Spurs youth and inexperience, plus that they win their championship on Saturday night answered very early. And then I'm worried about the Knicks competition. Like, bro, let's be honest, bro. They didn't play nobody. Like,
bro, don't do that. Don't do that.
Bro, they haven't played anybody. This is the worst fucking Eastern Conference I've seen.
All right.
And then this layoff, bro. I think I seen a crazy ass stat where I think the Knicks have played 8 games in like 27 days, something like that.
Either way, first of all, the layoff was needed because OG and Mitch have been dealing with injuries, so that gives them time to rest. And second of all, that gives them time to game plan. And then also, bruh, the Spurs, like Ken said, the Spurs haven't done shit yet for you to give them all this credit. Y'all charging a lot for the credit card.
Beat the defending champs.
I could see the Spurs losing because of their youth.
I'm talking.
I think the Knicks have to win Game 1 if they're going to win this series.
No, they don't, because you just got to win one of the.
They do.
You got to win one of the 2 on the road. They got to just take home. It don't matter if they
put the pressure on San Antonio early.
The winner in the finals of Game 1 normally wins 70% of the games in the finals.
Okay, and I could throw out a stat too, Sheldon. A team that swept a team in the conference finals and faces the team that went to Game 7, they win that finals matchup 5 out of the last 7 times. You know
hold on. But before you say anything else, Nick, do you think as a team, player for player, the Knicks are more talented?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the thing. That's where because I was about to get my prediction.
You want to say no? Are you kidding me? Have you not seen the roster that the Knicks got? You throwing out Harrison Barnes?
This is coming from the same guy that said the Rockets roster was better than the
Harrison Barnes in the rotation.
The same guy.
And this is coming from the same guy that picked the Nuggets over the Timberwolves. So yeah, I don't give a fuck what you're saying either.
I also said Wemby and them was going to be.
Yeah, and I also said the Knicks is going to the finals and where we at.
And we gonna see.
Exactly.
So here's the thing, and Nick, you've been right. Most of these playoffs, I ain't even gonna lie. You picked a hell of a playoff series for every matchup so far. But I got the Spurs in 6, and the reason being is I think that the supporting cast. We talk about the others often. I really like what San Antonio has with the others. I like that youthfulness in this case, because the one thing that I noticed from this team out of all the others is Mitch Johnson has these guys believing, and they some dogs. And I'm talking about up and down that lineup. Everybody's coming out there believing that they belong. And they run 4 smalls with the 1 big, and those guys have been shooting lights out. So if they continue to shoot like they are, it's going to be really tough to stop. That's why, you can't run the 2 bigs with the Knicks, because if you do, they're going to shoot you out the gym.
Well, that's why I was saying
Mitchell Robinson and Cat can match up with
the Knicks are shooting well as throughout the playoffs as well too. That's why I said the 3-point shooting and rebounding are going to be the 2 things. Whoever wins both of those categories in every game is more likely going to win those games, because that's what these 2 teams do best. Because again, my point about Wemby is like, let him go for 30, 40, whatever he does. If they shut down the outside, which keeps him going, and he also has to rest as well, then that would be the strategy of how you let.
But how do you shut down the outside?
Again, I'm saying ease off for Wemby and let him just tire himself out, getting his dunks and all that other shit. But I'm just saying.
Thank you. Through him like that.
I'm saying that make it easier for him to, like you said, FIFO, the pick and roll stuff. Let him roll. Just let everybody else not get a rhythm. That's the whole point I'm saying. Wemby can't score 100 by himself. He ain't Wilt. Shit.
I think what the Spurs did to the Thunder. I think what the Spurs did to the Thunder defensively, especially SGA. I think you're seeing the blueprint of what they're going to do with Brunson. I think they're going to give him 2. They're going to give him 2.
But he's been working off ball too.
Yeah, you reinvigorated. You playing like an all-star again? Okay, prove it. Score 30. I'm gonna let Cat score 30. I'm gonna see if OG can give me 25 every game. I'm gonna see if Mikal Bridges these threes are gonna fall. I'm gonna see if Landry Shamet is gonna shoot 100% from 3. We're gonna see. That's what the Spurs are gonna say. Okay, go ahead and do it. We cutting off the head of the snake. Because
Nick is correct though.
Everybody always say that. Everybody always say, "Well, we gonna take Brunson out." Like he ain't that nigga. What we talking about here?
Nick, you are correct though. It's gonna come down to shooting and rebounding. It's that simple in this series. And who shows up most on defense. Both these teams have been playing some excellent defense across the board. You saw this San Antonio give SGA all kind of problems. You ain't never seen him have that many fits. In the last few years, you've not seen him guarded that way. So in saying that was insane, as well as you've seen the Knicks do the same thing to those other guys on the other side too in Cleveland. So I'm anxious to see it. I'm ready. I'm more excited now than I was at the beginning of this matchup.
Win game 1. I think if the Knicks have a chance,
Shelton.
I think the Knicks to win game 1. I think they put the instant pressure on San Antonio. I think they got to win game 1. I think this is probably the most important game 1 you're going to see in a while, in a series of this magnitude. I think the Knicks to win this series, they got to win game 1. I think they got to establish their dominance early, especially coming off the long layoff. I think they got to give San Antonio something to think about. They got to knock some of that confidence out of San Antonio, especially a young team in a championship setting like this. I just think game 1 is going to be the key to the series for me.
Shelton, they frustrated SGA so bad he was falling on the ground like a toddler.
Every play he was on the ground.
Every play he was falling out like a toddler, bro.
But he could not get right.
Question real quick, Nick. Let me ask you a question. What's the harder conference? What was the harder playoff matchups? Was it the East or the West?
Don't. I would say my answer to that would be is the Knicks dominated the East, where they showed that they were the most talented team. So I get what you're trying to say. Oh, the Spurs went through a tougher path, but they never went through the Knicks. So that's what I'm trying to say. Statistically,
are we sure the Knicks beat Boston? If Boston doesn't fall as half a
bro, come on. Why are we sure the Spurs beat anybody if they were fully healthy? Like, come on. Like, what are we talking about?
Way,
so like, there's a lot of ifs. We're not drinking.
The Hawks had y'all in trouble, low key. The Hawks had y'all fearing.
We beat them by 50, man, before half. What are you talking about?
That was the last game, though.
All I'm saying
Nick, you're bullshitting. You know the West would suffer. It is what it is.
I ain't saying shit, kid. It ain't is.
You're not saying shit. I'm saying the shit for you.
No, you ain't got to say nothing for facts. Me. It's not facts.
But at the end of the day, it may not matter if
that's what I'm saying
when it gets to the finals. But the fact is, the West is tougher. That's where the champ was at.
And I'm giving the Knicks credit, and I think the Knicks can win this series. Like I don't think this is the New Jersey Nets versus the Lakers in 2002. Like I don't think this is a mismatch. Like,
it being tougher plays in the Knicks' favor though, Nick. To be honest, like I agree with you. They did have an easier road, but at the same time, they are more prepared. And they're on a roll.
Are
right
they
now.
though?
They got hot.
And the Knicks have the firepower.
Everybody's talking about like y'all act like the Knicks have been here before. They ain't been here before either. This their first time as well. All they have is just some older ass motherfucking players.
Well, they have deep playoff experience, Ken. That's what I'm saying. The Spurs are just now getting that. The Knicks have been dealing with that. And on top of that, the Spurs got to come to MSG. That's the one thing y'all forgot to talk about. Those bright lights, those fans. San Antonio ain't got nobody in their front row like the Knicks.
As a New Yorker,
they gonna have Spike Lee throwing water at them.
I agree with you, Nick. The Spurs do got to come to MSG. That's why I feel like it's imperative for the Knicks to win Game 1 to put the pressure on the Spurs. That being said, I've also seen the Knicks nut up in that building.
See, this is what I'm talking about. The Knicks go on a legit historic NBA run, like legit run, and y'all talking about them like they're happy to be here. Get the fuck up out of here.
I didn't say that. That's Ken. I didn't say that.
You just said you seen them nut up every time, nigga. They've been
have
balling.
You not seen them nut up in that building?
They have not lost in over a month.
What I'm saying is that both of these teams, neither one of these teams have experience playing in the NBA Finals. And there have been plenty of players, historic, that have said that the finals is just different. And it takes them a minute to adjust. They've all said that. And that experience matters. And neither one of them have it. And we'll see, who comes out on top when it comes to that. But, Shelton, who you got winning?
I got the Spurs in 6.
Okay.
Who you got, Ken? Shit, you ask everybody else.
I think that this Spurs team is very poised. They have a lot of composure for their age. It doesn't seem like they should, but the way they just went up in OKC and won that game, that said a lot to me in terms of them utilizing their talent, their depth to the best of their ability. It's because I thought they were going to get blown out or it was going to be a 10+ point win, but they went in there like they owned that place. Mm-hmm. I can easily see them playing very similarly in New York once the series start to settle down. So however, I do think though that this just feels like it might be a situation, Spike, where when this is over, you walk away confident that this same shit can happen to your Cowboys. And that's the Knicks winning this NBA title, their first one in 30 years. I think that they're going to win it in 6. 53? They haven't been to the playoffs in 30.
No, they haven't been to the finals in 27 years.
I mean, finals in 30.
In 53 years. 1973 was the last one.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It just feels like they're going to win this. And going back to the mentality conversation you guys had about Wemby, this could be the thing that really set him on the path in the same way that when he lost that whatever video they keep showing when he was playing Chet and he fouled out and he didn't win that shit. I could see this being his motivation to come back and finishing the job. So he may need to get this loss out of the way. And on top of that, man, look, Nick, I'd be happy to see Brunson get a ring before Luka.
Oh yeah,
considering the fact they were on the same
that'd
team.
be huge.
That'd be crazy.
I love that shit.
And that's we gonna be making that case. We got another paper to add to the pile for Nico needs to be redeemed for what he did. And Manny, you ain't allowed to come to the parade if the Knicks win. I don't want to see you. I ain't see. I better not see one Panamanian in Manhattan.
I mean, I'm not rooting for the Spurs. I hate the Spurs. I'm a Laker fan, but I'm with Ken though. I could see the Knicks winning this series. I really can. I don't think this is just like pencil the Spurs in. It's done. I do think the Knicks can win this series, but again, I don't know, man. Eventually, the Spurs youth's going to show up. Eventually, right? Like it has to. Right? Like we've never seen a team this young do this. So that's my thing. That's the only thing that's keeping me from like saying Spurs overwhelmingly. I think the Knicks are talented and the youth of the Spurs. But if they shut me up on that, then hey, they shut me up.
All right. Well, there's that. That is the show. We'll get to some of these super chats and members chats real quick before we get out of here. We got a full set today. That is correct, Birdman. Appreciate you. And he also sent this as well when Kyle showed up. My man OG Triple OG 1-2.
Appreciate it, Birdman.
Shout out to 12 Kyle. What else we got? Rayshawn Davis 5758. Jalen Brunson, Jalen Duran, Jalen Green, Spurs and 6.
I can't stand y'all. Y'all just don't want to see me happy.
Melanin Man, look, I'll get to that later. Melanin Man, don't care who wins the finals as long as OKC's unethical asses don't win. They're not even good villains. Hate watching Shaq, Kobe, Heatles go to state. At least brought dope ass heights. I agree with that. They were kind of whack.
It's crazy. They dynasty is over.
and SGA stole the MVP from Luka.
Rob Costa, top of the evening, everyone. Who had the worst take? You saying AJ Brown was the best wide receiver, or Nick and Austin Eckler?
they like to.
Rob, Ken asked that question earlier.
Scream my failures and whisper my success, boy. Austin Eckler was coming out of a great season, though, Keyshawn. I was going by your playbook.
Nick, sometimes you got to throw them projections out there. You ain't going to always hit them.
Hey, kid, just like how FIFA tried to be early on Detroit, I was trying to be early on today.
All right, but I don't know. That's a push. That's a tough one. But Q might be more wrong. Hitman 4000. Drake May had a bad playoff run. No points scored to the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. First place scheduled this year. Drama with coach. Let's see how AJ handles that. All right.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, it is. And you know he's gonna be throwing shots.
Mm-hmm.
JCL. We lost to a great team while being hella hurt, and for it to take a Curry shot in double OT in game 1. People has horrible basketball takes. Thunder up. Just got back, y'all.
That's what I was saying. Y'all talking about the Knicks had an easy path. Spurs been playing everybody hurt. And Sheldon, they got an ambulance of a team.
Yeah.
who was healthy that they played, Sheldon?
You're right about that, y'all. You're right about that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ariel Smoke, Wemby, the GOAT, F. Bron, and Jordan Spurs and 6 F the Knicks.
Dang.
He disrespected everybody on the goddamn.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Hey, you gotta donate more than $2 to say all that. Yeah, that's at least a $5 comment right there.
That's a $9.99 with Lou.
Yeah, at least $9.99.
You gonna say that with your chest? Say it with your chest, gang.
That's right. Some of that European money, whatever.
Yeah, rank the impact of these if they ain't happen. Jordan 9-3 retirement, CP3 trade veto, 2012 Eastern Conference Finals Game 6 Bron, KD to go to State, and Shaq leave at Orlando. Woo!
It's CP.
That's a lot of good.
CP traded veto. That's the biggest what if.
I don't know about that. I think KD to go to State is probably the biggest one.
Yep.
Yeah, KD to Golden State.
Because Golden State doesn't have a dynasty then.
Right.
LeBron runs through all of that.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, but Kobe could have gotten 2 more rings with CP, and then CP would have been a champion. We look at CP's whole career differently if he gets even 1 title, especially if it's with the Lakers.
I would say number 1, KD to Golden State. I would say Jordan retiring. 2. I would say the CP3 trade. And the rest of them, I guess. Yeah, 2012 Eastern Conference Finals. Which one was that one? That was
when Bron took the jersey off.
That is 45, 15 and 5. That game.
No, that's when he shot
like. No, that was like 20. That was like 26.
Oh yeah. That was the Heat. That was when he did that in Boston, right? The 45.
Yeah, Yeah, that's what the Cavs. No, that's what the Cavs.
That's what the Cavs.
No, that was the Heat. He was already on the Heat on that.
Yeah, he was on the Heat. He was on the Heat in 2012.
So and he went to Boston and dropped 47. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when
that's the game. That's the game where Boston was up, and essentially this is LeBron's defining game of his career. He loses this, he's no longer in the GOAT conversation. But because of what he did, he kept that GOAT conversation alive. This is the game where bro, like everybody was like LeBron was on a whole different. That whole first quarter, bro, he ain't miss. Like they was just giving the ball to LeBron and moving the hell out the way.
The fact that we didn't remember it right away, that makes that the last one.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shaq leaving Orlando was huge too, though.
I knew that.
Shaq leaving Orlando was huge.
Penny still got hurt though. So like if Penny's still gonna get hurt, then I don't think it matters. I go Jordan number one because you're thinking about winning 8 straight titles possibly.
It wouldn't happen.
That would have ran out of steam, I think. But Shaq leaving Orlando, you have to consider the part about his Lakers tenure as well in that whole thing as well.
Yeah, but if Penny get hurt, that don't matter though. Like that Shaq, the whole Shaq thing don't matter if Penny gets hurt.
But I'm saying that Lakers dynasty part wouldn't be.
That's why I say the CP3 one doesn't rank as highly either because Kobe tore his Achilles the next year. So again, now
I got
now who's to say so Kobe doesn't tear his Achilles if he's not playing all those minutes because he has CP3. So it's like,
we got one more left. I think that Bron game 6 was huge, y'all. Like I don't know, y'all. That was hella pressure on LeBron, bro. He may have never won a title. So I'm going with that number 1, KD to go to State 2, Jordan 3, CP3 4, Shaq 5. I remember that shit, bro. I thought it was over for LeBron.
I don't think that was the defining game of LeBron's career. I think Game 5 against Detroit. I think Game 5. When I think back to LeBron's, like the moment that LeBron arrived, like okay, I think
but that's not. But two different moments though. It's not when LeBron arrived. This saved LeBron's legacy. LeBron's legacy in
Ray
that
Allen
Detroit game was like
legacy.
Holy fuck. And
shout out to Ray Allen. Shout out to Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Let's not do that. Then we could just definitely say John Paxson saved Michael Jordan's legacy. So if that's where you
want to go, 2 championships by then. Okay.
Presto. Shout out to the new Clemson students. I graduated in 2012, which is wild to think about it now. Congratulations again. I know they're gonna do great, Shelton.
Appreciate you, Presto.
Shit, dropping that, bro. That college education went well.
Good job.
It worked out. It worked out.
Gas up too. And doing that.
That's how you say it with your chest, right there, Press.
That's it.
Right. I'm alumni, a proud alumni.
That's it.
So that's what's up. Yeah, shout out to Ezra and niece, right, Shelton?
No, my daughter Jada.
Daughter, yes.
Yeah.
Apologies. Shout out to both of them. Great job, and I'm looking forward to hearing about you guys' great journeys along the way. I know Shelton's extremely proud, and Shelton's brother's proud. The whole family's proud.
Yes.
So I think he might be as proud of you all as he is of Jalen Hurts. Y'all just graduate.
They right under.
Get over.
Right under that. Hey, but I will say this: I was really scared because my daughter had some choices, and it was looking like she was about to go away. I was like, man, please stay close to home, and it was down to the wire, boy. But she finally picked home, so she had Colorado was on that list too. So just so you know,
what degree is it? Is it a bachelor's?
Yeah. She just turned 17. She graduated a year early.
Presto stunning on us tonight, y'all.
Yeah, he cashing out.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Presto.
Yes, sir. Presto.
Hit it with the LeBron and another one.
Yes, sir. Presto. Now she can go to grad school in Clemson.
Yeah, go to grad school.
Colorado would have been nasty, though. I'm glad she didn't go to Colorado because Colorado is over with, bro.
She'd have been mad when she got up.
She was talking about it, man. I was scared though, because Manny, you're right. Duke was on the table for a minute for her, so I was really glad she pivoted off that. Duke and Wake Forest both were on the table.
Wake Forest is a good school.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, but Duke is not.
I mean, Duke is Duke.
No, you said it already. Both of them are. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Why Clemson? Have you spoken to them about that?
Yeah, well, Ezra picked Clemson first. She was trying to go away. My daughter's really trying to trying to go out of state for some reason. Probably so. I was like, man, I'm thinking we tight, Ken, because Texas it came down to Texas and Clemson. But she was really trying to go out of state. Ezra picked Clemson a minute ago, and I was begging her. My mom was begging her. My brother even was begging her, like, stay close to home so we can, you're a few hours away. It's easier to kind of maneuver, and y'all have each other there. Y'all, you're starting together, and my mom got connections all up and down that way, so it's easier for her. So that's why Clemson was in play for us because of my mom and the connection she got. But the blessing part of it was she did decide late, but they're living in the same apartment building. So that was like, wow, that was crazy. So
okay,
yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Before we close out, Manny, updates about MLB. What you got? How things?
Yeah, it looks like we're heading to it. Looks like we're heading towards a lockout. I don't know if y'all seen the news, but the Players Association did their proposal last week. The owners countered. They're very far apart. It looks like the owners are going to push for a salary cap. I just don't see it happening. I don't think the owners.
So they're really doing that?
Yeah, they're going to push for a salary cap. I don't see it happening because I don't think the players are ever going to agree to a salary cap. So I think it's a non-starter. So I think who breaks first. I don't think we're going to lose games. I think it'll be similar to last time where I think you'll get to March and that's when the negotiations will really start happening. I think you'll lose probably like a week or two of the season. Then they'll try to condense it, have a lot of double headers to start. And but I think eventually they're going to come to. I just don't see it. There's too much money on the table. Plus, the salary cap is a non-starter. How do you even institute it? You got teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees, the Mets with total makes $50+ million. How do you grandfather in a cap after the fact? I don't.
Manny, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, are there any positives about having a cap? And if there are positives, what are the negatives?
The owners say that, we need to be like the other sports, like the NFL and the NBA specifically, and the NHL. They have a cap, and look at all the prosperity that happens in those sports, right? Because the biggest argument with not having a cap is that the smaller market teams can't compete with the larger market teams. But if you're a fan like myself who thinks it's bullshit and that the owners are cheap, the owners don't spend money. So if you're going to put a salary cap, you're going to have to put a salary floor. Because the problem is the small market owners are like, why am I going to try to spend money when it's more advantageous for me to lose, tank, get a bunch of prospects, and then do it that way and not spend any money? It's just where you stand perspective wise. Yeah, there's benefits to having a cap, of course, revenue sharing. It gets into a whole thing. The reason why the NFL is so successful is because you have the Packers that can compete with the Cowboys, right? And it's not a money situation. It's not a money disparity. But what people in my camp essentially would say, well, in Major League Baseball, outside of the Dodgers recently, you went like 25 years without having repeat champions, right? You have a situation where the Brewers can be a successful franchise without necessarily spending a lot of money, right? And for all the spending that the Mets do or the Phillies do or the Yankees do, those teams haven't won championships outside of the Dodgers. And the Dodgers found a way to game the system by doing the deferrals, right? So if I could pay the fact that the Dodgers are winning and they're only paying Shohei Ohtani $2 million, that's how they got by the system, right? Because now Shohei defer, his salary is $70 million, but they're deferring a lot of that to the future. So they're only paying him in present day value $2 million. That's why they could go out and pay Kyle Tucker $60 million. That's why they could go out. They're talking about getting Scooble, because they would
have to change that if they got a cap, right? They couldn't defer the payments because it would have to count against the cap.
Eliminate that. They're trying to eliminate the deferrals, but people argue, well, the other teams could do the deferrals too, right? Because all deferring money is just you're paying it later, but it's also appreciating interest too. So that's the other thing. You're that value is appreciating. So
and you have to be a franchise like the Dodgers to generate a lot of money to be able to put that on the books for later on. Gotcha.
And also the NBA does have a floor. So I don't know. I don't think the NFL does, but I know the NBA definitely has
a certain amount. You have to spend a certain amount in the NFL too.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay.
You can't just more than that.
I didn't know what the floor was. So real quick, Spike,
technically there is a cap. Technically there is a cap in Major League Baseball because there is a luxury tax. So the Dodgers once they get past that, it's like the NBA luxury tax. So once you get past that point, you basically paying $3 on every dollar, right? So you're exactly.
Spike,
every
real
team
quick,
in the NFL got to spend at least 90% of the cap in cash over a designated multi-year cycles.
What happens if they don't?
They probably lose the draft pick.
The Bengals at 89.9, Nick.
The penalty if a team falls short of the 90% cash spending threshold during an evaluation period, the franchise must pay the shortfall directly to the NFL Players Association. So they got to pay.
I think it's the same thing with the NBA. If the NBA team doesn't meet the floor, then that money just gets redistributed to the players that's on the roster.
Yeah. So going back to the thing. I mean, I don't see it happening. I think it's going to be a fight. I think the owners are going to eventually have to get off the cap thing because the players are going to argue, well, you already have a cap. It's the luxury tax. So that's basically like we don't have a floor though. The players are going to argue, well, if you want if you want a salary cap, we need a floor. And technically, we already got a salary cap already because you have teams that have to be limited by the luxury tax, and not every owner is going to want to exceed that luxury tax. But we have nothing to prevent the A's, the Pirates from not spending money. They can just say, well, we don't make as much money revenue wise, so we can just,
So is that something? Yeah, I know that's crazy. So is that something that the MLB is negotiating, like from the player side or from the owner side, or is it just in negotiations where instead of having a salary cap, just instituting a floor? Is that like on the table?
So the owners definitely want a salary cap. That's definitely something that they want. The players want a salary floor because the players are arguing these teams are not spending enough money. The problem isn't teams spending too much. The problem is teams not spending enough. Because and I agree with that because no one's telling it. Like I'm gonna use the Pittsburgh Pirates as an example, right? No one's saying Pittsburgh has to spend as much as the Dodgers. You just can't spend as little as you do, and that's the problem. You not coming to the game trying to spend adequately. So you're essentially tanking on purpose.
All right. Well,
Braves best team in baseball.
All right.
Hey, Ken.
Well, anyway,
Ken, one last thing I was gonna say. Shout out to Steph Curry. He signed a 10-year, $400 million deal with a Chinese sportswear company that can be
Lightning?
$1 billion.
Lightning is the name of the company.
I thought it was 1.2. I thought it was 1.2.
Lightning, I think it is.
Li Ning.
Li Ning was the first one to sign. Company that Kyrie with?
Kyrie's with the same one?
Yeah. At first it was D-Wade. D-Wade was the first major athlete to sign with them. And then it was Kyrie after Nike dropped him, and now it's Steph Curry. And yes, the deal is reported up to $1 billion. I'm not sure if it's incentives or stuff like that, but I know it's a 10-year deal, which is interesting because they're gonna try to sell Curry shoes when he's not playing,
and athleisure and stuff like that. Yeah, 1.2 billion.
We got a black NBA Finals too. We got Mike Brown and Mitch
coaches.
Oh yeah, salute to that. Yeah.
Salute to that.
Well, blackish, but besides Mike Brown,
definitely black.
He was a house Negro, Ken. He was a house Negro.
We got a rainbow coalition.
Well, anyway, man, it is daytime where you are, but it is nighttime for us. So we're gonna get out of here, man, and we'll definitely be back next week with a big update about what's going on in the finals. So make sure you guys tune in, and maybe some more trades. We don't know, but we'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace. Appreciate you coming through, man.
Peace.